morning and those on that side. No, Ashfaq, I mean, this is not a series which we, the second game, would have determined the outcome, like against Ireland. Now, this is, we've got a squad of 33 Springboks here. And yeah, I can mention you the wider squad and those who we left out of the match at 23 here. This is just, we have decided that if things goes according to plan, everybody here is good enough to hopefully get a second win against Australia, although we know it will be tough. But yeah, this is not like a series against Ireland where it's a do or die match. After that, there's still two New Zealand and two Argentinian matches. But hopefully the change up, although there's still 14 World Cup winners in a match at 23, hopefully the young guys can learn from the older guys. And yeah, they bring exuberance and excitement, hopefully.
Ras, just one more look on your arm at inside center. Very interesting. They have actually thought of him as a 12, not just with his distribution skills there. Just the thinking there.
Well, the first thing is we want to win the test match, and Damien has been playing. We've got all the minutes of the guys of how we want to manage them and keep the guys fresh. And although it's test match level, we did see when Molukanyo moved to 12, and in the beginning of his career, he only played 12. And then only later on, when he moved to the Sharks and so on, he started playing 13. He's played wing for us as well. But he certainly did really well when we were down to 14 men or 13 men at one stage against Portugal, playing inside. And to change the team up and not lose momentum in the system. I mean, Jesse's excellent on defense and on attack. Lucanio was really good against Portugal. And Damien probably needs a little bit of a not of a rest, to put it bluntly, because the way he plays is really physical, and we can't expect him to play 14 test matches in a row like that. And obviously, Andre Esterhuizen is not currently available. But then again, Andre will probably, if things goes according to plan, somewhere slot in at 12, because you saw we had both Mani and Andre on the bench, and we do see Andre also as a possible 12. But then again, Andre Esterhuizen can play this weekend, and in 2 weeks' time, Jasper is also available. Not because in 12, obviously. I'm just mentioning it as I go that both of those players will be available in the New Zealand Test match. So hopefully, Lucanio, he looks really, really comfortable, and we just have another option there with Andre.
Nathan?
Thank you, Z. I've got one question for a player later, but now in English for Rassie. Rassie, can you just talk us through the selection process? I mean, what would be the key for this weekend for the guys coming in this weekend in Perth? The guys getting opportunities.
Oh, well, like Sasha did last weekend and Elrich did last weekend. If you look and see, it's actually just Thomas de Tour has played many a times for us, and Johan Knobler and Hendrik Westelt, it's not their first caps. Salman Murad has been captain. He took his chance really well. I know for Ruan and for Mornay Krappis, it's the only first start. But then everybody else, Jason Colby, Jesse Krill, Lucan, Johan Magazolo, Sasha has played now, Elrich has played now. So and then the bench is all World Cup winning guys. So from the bench, we expect to bring some experience and calm heads. And then guys like Fassi and Sasha and Elrich and those guys is to build on their test caps, not just to get more caps, but to feel comfortable at this level and enjoy it and feel comfortable and safe to bring what they have to the party, hopefully, and try to win the test match.
Jan?
Thank you, Zina. Thank you, Rassie. Thank you, Apnele. Rassie, my question is twofold. Are you comfortable that, and understand the need to give these guys a run, are you comfortable that there's enough continuity this year that it won't impact when New Zealand arrives at Ellis Park? And how big would a setback would a loss be?
Is that the second part about the setback?
How big would of a setback would a loss be? If you lose on Saturday, how big would the setback would that be to continuity?
Well, I guess like New Zealand's setback was against Argentina. It will probably be then if we lose this match, be a lot of teams on 5 points, except or 4, 5, or 6 points, except if Argentina beat New Zealand again. So this is not like it's like a tournament, and you might lose a pool game, but you like in the World Cup or anything else, and especially if New Zealand losing to Argentina. But our team were 14 World Cup winners. We didn't pick a team to lose, and the players that we put in there, there's only 2 new caps, so a lot of the other guys has played a lot. So, and if you look at our bench, it's certainly guys who can come up and either stabilize or change the game or make some good changes on the field and the seasons on the field. So I think if you ask New Zealand how big a setback will it be if they lose this weekend, and you ask Argentina or you ask Australia, it's never nice to lose. But that's not to say you will lose the Rugby Championship. But yeah, we're not planning to. This is not something up in the air. We've picked a team that we think can win.
Yeah, just a follow up to rephrase my question. Do you have enough continuity, like you did in the World Cup, that the guys have been together long enough so that if you go back to New Zealand, that you have that continuity?
Yes, I think so. As I said, sorry man, like Jan Hendrik Wessels played against Portugal, Grobby's played against Portugal, Thomas Tutoy has been to 2 World Cups with us. 1 World Cup, he just missed out on the other one. Salman Murad as captain us against Portugal. Marco's always been with us. Peter Steff always played really well. Krapis Morna is in for the first time for a start. But then we've got Grant Williams on the bench. Sasha is going for his 7th match or 6th match, his 2nd start. Makazolo we know, Lukani we know, Jesse we know. So we've been training together against each other for quite some time. And the way the squad is currently, I think they do understand it, is that we are 33 Springbok players who are probably 45 if you take the wider squad. And the continuity is not just on match day, it's in Monday's training session, Tuesday's training session. But I do understand your question, and hopefully it does gel the way we've picked the team. I do understand your question.
Guys, we've
Okay.
got limited time, so please can we just ask one question at a time, and if there's time for a second one, we'll come back to you, please. Leighton?
Dankie Z, my Rassie.
Hello.
Just for you, please. In terms of the discipline of the side, you're probably not too happy about the amount of cards that's been given away since that Portugal game. Has that been a chat this week in terms of sharpening up on that specifically, and also other areas that you feel the discipline is I don't want to say lacking a bit, but not up to what you want?
I think the discipline is up to what we want. I mean, we didn't concede the most penalties. And I think the yellow cards, the one was for continuous infringement, the other one was for a slapdown, and then the other one was for reckless play. But if I don't think one of them was a lack of discipline. It's maybe a lack of technique. It's maybe over eagerness with a slapdown of a ball. And so, yeah, we don't want to concede. The under Esterhuizen one, he got banned for 2 or 3 games, and we accept that he got it wrong. But I think all of us know that's a rugby incident which was reckless, and that's a technique thing. I am comfortable to say that none of our guys does anything on purpose, and if it was, we would not pick them. So yes, we wouldn't like cards, definitely. You're 100% right, and we won't win a lot of big time test matches with a lot of cards, as you rightly say so. So it's something that we definitely mentioned and worked on. But if it was malicious cards and I won't say thuggery, then yeah, it would have been a hell of a concern. But it's more technical things. But it's something we did address, and hopefully we can get it right this weekend.
Percy?
Thank you so much, Zina. Zina, I would like to ask Rassie Afrikaans question at the end, if possible. I just want to ask Apelele. Apelele, once more, congratulations. Your coach is showing faith in you and 10 other new players in the squad, as far as I understand. Can I ask you, with the fact that there are so many changes, are you guys comfortable? And are you guys thinking that you guys can easily take care of Australia this time around? They are a side that's that are hurting at the moment. Are you expecting a backlash from Australia this weekend?
Yeah, I think, like Coach Ross said, I think obviously there's changes in the team, and we've trained together for like 6 to 8 weeks now. I wouldn't say easily, but we know that Australia are hurting and they're going to come with a different approach. Yeah, we're preparing as much as we can for this week, and yeah.
Justin?
Thank you, Zina. Hi, Apalele. Hi, Rassi. Rassi, this one's for you. You've obviously spoken about Salman and his captaincy before, ahead of Portugal. We see Peter Steph in the starting lineup this time around. Just your decision making around still giving Salman the captaincy, even though Peter Steph obviously would have stood in previous occasions and being vice captain and so forth.
Yeah, I think, Bongi, who didn't, we resting this week because the way he play and the miles he's putting on. I think if you go and watch, Eben has been captain, Peter Steph has been captain, Jesse is vice captain for this game. Salman has been captain. So Sia obviously is our captain. For us, it's a matter of we have certain guys who take responsibility in certain areas for us. And then on the day, who is the captain? I think players are growing into things. I think in 4 years' time, if you pick up a Lele, he'll be one of the guys that help the new youngsters coming through. Now, Salman, giving him captaincy against a tier 1 nation will just make him grow as a player. What we did to Peter Steph the tour and give him 2 caps, the way he now understands how to support the captain and the way he's helping Salman and Eben helping and Bongi helping Sia. It's not just who's the captain on the day, it's also part of the growth of the player. And obviously Salman has come through our systems, Junior World Cup captain. So yes, it's for a specific goal for him to also grow. And yeah, some guys are getting older and some guys must help them to manage their workload, and then the older guys must help the younger guys how to lead. And that was more or less the thinking behind that.
Ken?
Thanks, Sina. Hi, Rassi. Hi, Apalele. Rassi, Eric Lowe getting another start at 8th man. You mentioned he played really well last weekend. What did you like about his performance in Brisbane?
Well, I think he made decisions when he carries, when he scrums, and he did well and really mauled the tight phases for all of us. I think Don is happy with the way he contributed in the scrums. We're all happy with the way he defended. I think in the maul try he had a big role to play, and then his carries was obviously really physical. And against the guys we're playing this weekend, I'm sure Joe Smith will turn these guys around. As I said, I think Saturday in the post-match press conference, we've lost the test match with 57-0, and then we went the next weekend and only lost by 2 points to New Zealand. So a week is a long time in rugby, but we're happy with Elrich, and yeah, we do think, it's a pity Evan now got the operation, he got injured and everything, but it's nice to know you've got Kwacha, you've got Elrich, you've got Evan, there's Kumedi, there's Jasper who comes back. So yeah, we are trying to build in that position, and Elrich certainly did not disappoint. So we feel he deserves another chance.
Robin?
So my question will go to Apelele. Apelele, is there a pressure from you guys, since so many changes have been made, to emulate what the guys did in the first game in Perth? And also another one, you got a yellow card against Wales. I'm sure you're hoping for a better fortune this time around.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say there's pressure, but how we want to implement our game and how we want to play is definitely what we're training to do. And then obviously, like Coach Russ said, Australia is going to come much hungrier on us, obviously the whole game, and we just want to implement our plans and play in the right areas of the field. I wouldn't say, obviously, like with my yellow card that happened against Wales, I guess it's a technical thing, and I've obviously trained with Coach Stick around it, and I'm pretty happy.
Ronaldo?
Hey guys, Coach Rassi, Apelile. Question for you quickly. I mean, your form this season has been, I mean, I noticed you've had a great season with the Sharks, so it's great to see Coach Rassi and the coaching team giving you a start this weekend. So, I mean, what's your preparation like in your mind for this weekend's game in terms of your expectations to kind of put on that number 15 jersey and filling a role that's been filled for quite a long time? I mean, it's a great opportunity. So what's your thought processes for this weekend's game?
Yeah, not thinking of like too much about the game. I think just following my processes during the week. Speaking to the bigger heads, the bigger guys in the team, like Billy, Chetland, and my pimps, being able to work together. But yeah, I think nothing has changed. I think just trying to bring more of a physical aspect into my game. We know that Australia are probably gonna come down into our breakdowns and just bringing a physical aspect into the game.
Right?
Thanks, Ina. Hi, Rassi. Hi, Palili. Rassi, there was a time in Test rugby when coaches picked their so-called strongest team every week, and you've changed the dynamic by using a squad system over the last 6 years, not just now. But players want to play, and their match fees and their all sorts of things. How do you manage that? How do you keep everyone happy when you're managing 45 players and changing selection like you do?
Yeah, I think honesty is the best way. If you can just be honest and say, listen, yeah, we feel this is the weekend what we're gonna try and do, and we say, listen, we 33 guys boarding this plane, and we've got 2 test matches against Australia, which we normally are the first one we really struggle. And the guys who's playing this weekend really played a big role in helping the guys last weekend, and then the guys who played this weekend was helped about the guys who's not playing. So, we've got a saying, we're all going to eat at the end, So if it's Tony Brown coming up with the best attacking play, or Jerry Flannery coming up with the best defensive system, or Don with the best scrumming system, is irrelevant. And if you get the right players on the bus and on the plane, they understand that. We do know in crunch matches and deciders, we'll probably pick the best informed 23. But I was just looking at Apelele's playing his 6th game, I think. So for him, it's not a new territory. I think he's used to the system, he's used to us, he's used to our personalities. And I think we know the characters by now. And some guys who doesn't fall into the system, how we want to do things, unfortunately, then give them chance to accept that we are not doing it for individuals and for individual milestones and match fees, but we do it for South Africa. Then the right guys on the bus makes a big difference, and I think let's hope we win on Saturday and the right guys has been chosen, because I think we have that squad that is adaptable and understand what we're trying to do.
Thanks.
Ken, let's go to you. We've got about 3 minutes left on English questions, so we'll keep the rest for Afrikaans. Ken?
Sorry, that's an old hand. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Robin? Is that also an old hand?
Yeah, no, I can just ask the coach. Coach Rassi, how difficult though was to come up with this? I mean, with this team, knowing that the All Blacks lost over the weekend, and if let's say you went with a continuity, you were gonna put yourself at distance. I mean, in this Rugby Championship, because we have been speaking about it, South Africa hasn't won it since 2019.
Yeah, but then again, we won the World Cup, so it's probably important to win the Rugby Championships, and it's important to build into the next World Cup, and it will be fantastic to win the Rugby Championship. But then again, I think it will be a bit of a slap in the face of the guys who's playing this weekend if we think they're not as good as the guys who played last weekend. So we trust them fully, and I think if you must pick between Thomas du Toit and Frans Malherbe and Vincent Koch and giving Grobbies now a chance with Malcolm on the bench, and what Fassi has done and how he slotted in, and learned and competed. And if you look at this team, 14 World Cup winners, and then there's only 2 guys that has new caps. So this is not disrespect to Australia, and this is not us feeling nonchalant about the game. This is us picking a team that we feel is good enough to still get us the win, although it will be really, really tough with a team that wants to bounce back. But no, I wouldn't put it past this team that's playing this weekend. I think if they played the team who played last weekend, the Springbok team, they would have given them a hell of a go. So we try to get the teams as close as one another, or the players in different positions. But yeah, it's going to be interesting who steps up in the test arena here in Perth, for a lot of South African supporters, also Australian supporters. So yeah, it wasn't easy. But we also think we trust everybody, and hopefully we can get the result.
Okay, guys, let's go to Afrikaans and isiXhosa. Percy.
Sien baie dankie vir die geleentheid. Meneer Rasmus, kan ek net vinnig vir u vra net 'n samevatting van of liewer net 'n opsomming oor die samestelling van jou span. Rassie, kan ek vra, jy het gedeeltelik my vraag beantwoord nou ook gedeeltelik, is dat ek het gevra met die samestelling van hierdie span, julle as Springbokke, jy is afrigter, toon onder geen omstandighede disrespek aan hierdie Australiese span nie. Dit is 'n span wat gekoes is op die oomblik. Julle hoop natuurlik om julle beste te lewer hierdie naweek teen die Australiese span in Perth.
Moet ek so saamry ook?
Asseblief meneer Jasper.
Ja, so ek dink in algeheel is dit mag dalk lyk na 'n span wat baie verander het, maar overall is daar nog 14 World Cup wenners in die span, en dan is daar uit die hele groep van 23, actually ons kondig altyd intern 25 spelers aan, is daar net 2 spelers wat hulle eerste wedstryd start. Daar's nie een nuwe cap nie. En dis maar net Morne van der Berg en ek dink Roan wat hulle eerste starts kry, maar verder het almal al gespeel, en ons praat oor Apelele wat nou 'n kans kry, maar dit is sy 6ste cap. Jy weet, so maar begin ons het in 2019 toe ons wêreldbeker toe gegaan het, toe ons gesê as 'n ou so 8-9 caps in het, dan staan ons 'n kans in die wêreldbeker. So ons obviously daai toolpalle 'n bietjie geskuif, en maar ja, die hele bank is wêreldbeker wenners, en dan in die span is daar nog 'n verdere 8 wat wêreldbeker wenners is, en dan is daar ouens wat al toetse nou gespeel het teen die meeste van die tier nation. So dis altyd lekker om van 'n tier 2 nation na 'n tier 1 nation na 'n span soos Australië te gaan, en dan om af te sluit om jou te antwoord. Nee, hier is definitief nie disrespectful nie. Dit is eintlik om seker te maak ons het 'n vars klomp ouens op die veld met genoeg ervaring wat 'n kans staan om Australië te wen. Wat ons gaan headwinds kry in hierdie game.
Nathan.
Thank you, Z. Just got 2 questions, of course, about one for now, one for later, if there's time, if I may. Apelele, unelinye ithuba lobamba esaskipa sapha emva.
Ja, ndijabulile kakhulu kuba abaqeqeshi bendithembile nothathi nonikwa ithuba uba ndidlalele iSpringboks. Yeah, like into edlalela iSpringboks into enkulu kumu nakifamily yam, so andifuni udisappointa unikwa ithuba. Yeah.
Kobus?
Thanks, Gina. Ja, my vraag is vir Rassie. Rassie, kan ons soortgelyke planne verwag vir Cheslin om Saterdag weer haker en skramskakel te speel? Of sal ons moet wag om te sien?
Nee, ek dink ons kan. Ek dink ons kan. Ag, wat lekker is, ek dink jy weet, as hy op hierdie hoogste vlakke doen teen spanne, dan kan hy ou so 'n bietjie selfvertroue uit dit uit, en jy weet, Cheslin het op die hoogste vlak en op 7's vlak ingegooi teen, ek onthou toe ek saam met Paul Troe gecoach het by die 7's, toe ons Molling en 7's ingebring het, toe al World Rugby dit uit. Toe het Cheslin vir ons ingegooi daar so by die lyn staan, En ja, dit was maar net, ons het nog nie 'n scrum gehad nie, so ons kon nie vir Bongie terug op die veld kry met Malcolm se geel kaart, né? Met Malcolm se geel kaart, né? Ja, en toe kort ons iemand om die bal in te gooi. Nou so obviously Cheslin, ons oefen hom af en toe. Marco was ook toe al klaar op die veld, maar ons het vir Cheslin nodig gehad daar. En dan van die scrum af het ons 1 of 2 goed geprobeer waar hy die bal ingooi. Dit het nou nie afgekom nie. Ou kry baie keer krediet vir die goed wat werk, maar jy kan nie so pak slaaf vir die goed wat nie werk nie. So ja, hopelik werk 'n paar van ons planne weer hierna.
Jan?
Dankie Zina. Rassie, net oor Jan Hendrik, is hy nou permanent net 'n geloskop in jou span of is hy loskop wat haker kan speel? Of dalk sommer nog in die lys staan?
Ja, hy het 5 slots gespeel by Grace, soos jy sal weet, Jan Hendrik so 1 of 2 games het gesien die nommer 5 try dra. Ek weet nie of hy 5 slot gespeel het of die try dalk net te klein was vir daai nommer 5 nie, maar nee, Jan Hendrik is nie net by ons loskoppie. Ons het hom juis hier in die mix omdat ons bekommerd was oor Malcolm in die eerste wedstryd om te kyk of Malcolm sal deurkom. Ek dink Grobbies op die stadium is tussen hom en Andre Hugo moes ons kies. Wie is uit en uit die nommer 3 en ons wil Grobbies nou 'n kans gee. So dis hoekom Bongie 'n ruskans kry en Grobbies nou 'n geleentheid kry na die Portugal wedstryd. Maar Jan Hendrik is op hierdie stadium vir ons 'n lekker swinger tussen 'n loskop en hakker. Jy weet so ja, Gerard is nie ongelukkig nie, want Gerard rus saam met baie groot name, Frans Malherbe, Bongie, RG, Sia, Ben Jason, Kobus, Kurtley, Damien, Willie, Damien Willems is nie hier so nie, Ed Willis nie hier so nie, Andre Estreys en Ivan Roos, Jasper Wieses, Jan Klein, Trevor Nyakane, Steven Kitchoff, so, daar's 'n klomp, dis nie dat iemand getrop is definitief nie, so ja, Kamer, ek antwoord jou vraag met so lang draai, maar probeer hom net verduidelik dat ons in elke posisie 3 ouens try hê, en Kitsie speel die naweek, en ja, ons dink hierdie gaan 'n groot vuurdoop wees vir Jan Hendrik, en hopelik maak hy en Grobbies en Thomas dit.
Adnan? Adnan? Okay, kom ons skiep hom. François?
Dankie G. Hi Rassie, hi Apelele. Rassie, was daar so af 'n bietjie van 'n versoeking om weer vir Ben Jason Dixon 'n kans te gee na hy fantastiese vertoning wat hy laasweek ingesit het. Hy was gekies as deel van die bomsquad op die bank, toe ewe skielik gestaat en 'n fantastiese vertoning ingesit, veral met hy line-out move vir die 3 en dan die 21 tackles.
Ja nee, hy was definitief oorweeg. Hy het ongelukkig 'n groin niggle wat ons nie nou wil kanse verwag nie. En ja, 'n hele paar ouens wat ons heel waarskynlik rus gee hierdie naweek met 'n paar niggles, jy weet, ou soos Frans Malherbe, het maar hier en daar 'n niggle, jy weet, Bongie het hier en daar 'n niggle, almal kan speel as ons hulle moet kies, maar Ben Jason het definitief 'n bietjie ernstige besering, maar 'n week af die week en dan nog 'n week volgende week sal hom 100% beskikbaar maak. So ja, hy sou heel waarskynlik in die mix gewees het as hy sy injury free was.
Hallo Zina, kan jy my hoor?
Ek hoor jou, jy kan.
Ja, jammer man. Hallo Rassie en Apelele. Net Rassie, ek wil net by jou gehoor het die spankeuse van jou vir die naweek. Hoeveel van 'n blik is dit op die toekoms van 2027 Wêreldbeker, veral omdat dit in Australië is en hoe opgewonde is jy oor hierdie spankeuse? En veral 'n jong kaptein soos Salman.
Ja, ek dink Salman ken ons baie goed, weet hy kom saam met ons deur die junior ranks lank deur die EPD systems en ek ken hom baie goed as stonderspeler, ek ken hom goed as 'n Kruiwenleek speler, as 'n junior Springboks speler en weer eens ons dink Salman Morat is definitief die beste kaptein uit hierdie 33 spelers wat die is nie, maar om hom te help groei vir hierdie span dink ek is hy 'n uitstekende kaptein en hy het daai materiaal en om sommer te veld te dra met Pieter sê dit toe hy wat hom baie kan help met die besluitneming en dan ewen op die bank te hê en hy speel met 'n klomp ouens wat hy al mee saam gespeel het en 'n paar youngsters, so ons dink definitief Maar ek wil nie mense moet dink ons is besig om die ou manne weg te gooi nie, want die ou manne gee ons dalk net 'n ruskansie en ek moet sê ek is aangenaam bly met hoe die jong ouens verstaan en die ouens is ook nie so jonk, hulle begin al aan die ouer kant raak. Maar laat hulle verstaan wat is hulle doel en dit is great om te sien hoe die ouer manne die jong ouens help en nie altyd sien as 'n threat nie, maar hulle competitiveness nog hou, jy weet. So ja, bly vir Salman, bly vir die jong manne, bly vir die ou manne wat hulle help, maar dan ook natuurlik as dit nou 'n World Cup final was, dan sal die span definitief bietjie anders gelyk het.
Dankie.
Guys, we're running out of time, so can we take Ayanda?
Enkosi Zina, aphelele usenkampini ngoku, ufikile indawo ukade ufuna uba kuyo. Wenza njani ukutyabeka le ndawo kuyo ukwenzela uba ingaphindiwe, ukwenzela uba wena ungaphindi usuke apha. Abaqeqeshi bakuchonge namhlanje ngomso nangomso omnye. Yintoni le feke uyenzile ukwenzela loo nto ingapheli?
I think into ebalulekileyo uhlala ukhula kule nto uyenzayo ngemini nemini. Kumamela abaqeqeshi izinto okwazi ukuzilungisa nezinto okwazi ufuna uzenza. Nomamela abadlali basuka wahamba le ndlela. Abadlali abafana noVili, oChesleni, oPollard, noLukhani. Uthathe into i-advice le bakunika yona uzama uyisebenzisa and I think enye ebalulekileyo kuba ube nguwe man, ungazami uba ngomnye umntu, udlale ngolu hlobo udlala ngalo. Yeah.
Ucinga uba can I check one please? Ucinga uba xa ujongileyo umsantsa ungakanani, isekhona indawo ukubonakalisa uba abanye abantu abamnyama basenayo indawo, xa ndithetha ke ndawo bangakwazi ukuza kumabhokobhoko, isekhona umsantsa uyavaleka, if uyandiva kakuhle.
Rekha uphinde utsho le ndawo yomsantsa.
Awujonge umsantsa wabantu abamnyama abaza kumabhokobhoko kule ndawo kuyo ngoku, ucinga ithuba liseninzi kakhulu?
Liseninzi kakhulu, kusebenza qha into endingatsho ifune yenzeke, then enye into kwabaqeqeshi, but kusebenza uthathe amathuba akho kule ndawo udlala kuyo ukuze ufikelele apho. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. A Springbok fly half shootout is set to take centre stage this weekend after Rassie Erasmus named 10 changes to his Springbok side to face Australia in the second test of the Rugby Championship, or the Springbok second test of the Rugby Championship, which will be in Perth. By the way, Dricus du Plessis also taking on Israel Adesanya this weekend, also in Perth, with Siya Kolisi and Eben Etzebeth set to apparently walk out with him ahead of the bout. But let's get focused into what we are talking about today, and that is the Springbok fly half shootout. Honje Pollard, Mani Ibok, Sashafami Gomezulu, all in the team for this weekend. And we'll put the team up there so we have a look at it, shall we? And it's a very interesting one because there are 3 fly halves named in this side. Mani Ibok, Honje Pollard, traditionally out-and-out fly half. Sashafami Gomezulu, a bit more of a utility player who favours fly half, but coming through the ranks in the URC, actually hadn't played there. And it's actually played his first professional game, starting at fly half for the Springboks last weekend. A position of controversy when it comes to Springboks because it is a position where we haven't had a lot of depth in the last few years. We've had Alton Yankees, for example, Honje Pollard. Those were the only 2 flyers we really used for about a 3-4 year cycle, as well as Damien Willems that when really needed to. Then, for example, obviously the whole scandal with Alton Yankees dropping out, Honje Pollard getting injured, and all of a sudden Mani Ibok gets brought into the fray, and he ends up going on to get the Breakthrough Player of the Year for the Springboks in 2023. Such was his rise from in the Bok camp, and started in both the quarterfinal and semi-final of the Rugby World Cup. Man of the match against Scotland as well in the group stages. Started as well when we narrowly lost to Ireland. He's actually only, I think, lost 1 game when he started at fly half for the Boks. and only lost 3 games in total, of which I think it was 1 game he came on for 5 minutes. So he's got a phenomenally good record, does Moe Libbok, with winning games with the Springboks. Sashify Mngomezulu has started once against Australia and beat Australia very well. And then you've got the veteran Handré Pollard, 70, I think 71, 72 tests. On track to become, the record point scorer for the Springboks. Mr. Cool has played in 3 World Cups, winning 2 of them, played in the British and Irish Lions series, has won everything you can win in a Springbok shirt, Rugby Championships, as a British and Irish Lions series, World Cups. He's done it all. And he's not even that old, to be honest. So we're looking at 3 options who will all make the next World Cup from an age point of view. So the question is, who's got the front runner? What are the options? Will we see Handré Pollard convert to a different position? Is Sashify Mngomezulu's versatility going to get him the nod? Or can we find a way to get Moe Libbok, who is our best attacking fly half, into the side? Let's get into it, shall we? So I think in terms of Sashify Mngomezulu, he is viewed as kind of the complete package. Good defender, good attacker, good with ball in hand, has a good boot, and then we've seen he's a really, really classy goal kicker. Handré Pollard is the gen known as, in terms of very, very solid at 10 from a defensive point of view. Doesn't quite have the creativity on attack that for example, Moe Libbok has, but very cool, calm and collected, and very much a big match player. He's got, talk about BMT, he is Mr. BMT. They call him ice cold for a reason. Coming in off the bench in that semi-final against England, and then kicking us to victory against New Zealand, as well as almost kicking us to victory against Ireland in that second test. So he is the big game player. Then you've got the wild card in Moe Libbok, because what you get from Moe Libbok is exciting rugby. You get tries from him. You get attacking output like no other fly half. He opens up defenses. He's like a locksmith. It doesn't matter what defense you're playing against. He finds ways of getting through. Whether it's chips over, it's grabbers in behind, it's lofted passes, it's flat passes, it's running the line himself. He's exceedingly quick. Actually, is Moe Libbok. So he's our best attacking fly half. And you speak to the players, for example, also very much a general type of character, takes charge and manages games incredibly well. So, he is, for me, probably our best fly half until you look at his goal kicking, because that has been an issue in the past. And when you're playing test match rugby in particular, and you're playing, big sort of matches out and playoff games, goal kicking becomes a factor. I've said this before many times. If Moe Libbok, for example, played for New Zealand, where you had other options for goal kick, you had played for France, for example, Thomas Ramos, I think he'd be one of the best fly halves in the world rugby. I genuinely do. I don't think there's too many fly halves out there who read a game as well as Moe Libbok does. But there's a deficiency in the goal kicking, and that's where Sashify Mngomezulu's almost had like the inside track, because he brings elements of Moe Libbok with the solidity of Handré Pollard and brings the goal kicking. So he's kind of the complete package. He's like a mixture of the two, and which is why I think at the moment he's kind of got the front runner. So much so that we're now looking at converting Handré Pollard into an inside centre, not necessarily permanently, but if he's going to be a bench option, he needs to be able to cover multiple positions. People have also spoken about the fact that Moe Libbok could potentially play at 15. Now, if you're going to accommodate Moe Libbok at 15 to accommodate Sashify Mngomezulu, I'd rather have Moe at 10, Sasha at 15, for example. I think that's a better use of it. You've also got Daniel Willemse obviously coming back, which will complicate things long term. But if you've got a Pollard starting at 12, for example, you have Moe Libbok at 10, no issue. You've got Sashify Mngomezulu starting at 12, you have Moe Libbok at 10, no issue. If you've got Sashify Mngomezulu starting at 10, all of a sudden you can have whoever you want at 12, whether it's Pollard or Damien Delendi or Andre Estesen. You can also have anybody you want at 15, in Willie Leroux, Damien Willemse. So, it's about finding the best combinations. What are the best combination we want? It's not necessarily, and this is the thing about the Springboks side, they're not necessarily all about picking the 15 best players. What are the combinations? For example, are you picking just your 2 best wings and your best fullback, or are you picking those 3 in terms of players who complement each other, for example? The fact that when Handré Pollard plays, traditionally Willie Leroux is played as that creative outlet, that playmaker, that person that can create opportunities, that can create tries. Whereas when Moe Libbok was playing, you could have Damien Willemse at fullback, because Moe Libbok can sort of create those opportunities and fulfill that Willie Leroux type of role. So it's a bit of a give and take, isn't it? And very interesting to see this weekend, all 3 players are in the lineup And I think we could see them all in the park at the same time. I think we could see a Manie at 10, Polo at 12, Sasha at 15. You know, we could see Manie at 10, Sasha at 12, and then Polo coming later to, to replace a Sasha Famigomazulu. So there could be lots of different combinations. And I think they will play around with those combinations throughout the rest of the year and in the years to come as we try and find the best way to slot what are currently our best lead flowers. You've still got Siamasuku in the wings. You've still got Jordan Hendricks there in the wings as well. Try and sort of find a way to slot all these players in and try and find an environment where we can get the best possible combinations to get the best Springboks side moving forward. What do you think those combinations are? Who is your preferred choice? What do you think the future choices are? And how do we make it work? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.
Excitement certainly building here. How are you feeling ahead of Saturday's match?
Yeah, feeling good. Obviously good to come here and mix it with a few of the UFC boys, and we're huge fans of the sport, and it's awesome to get behind a few Aussies that are fighting this weekend. So just grateful to be here.
Plenty happening in Perth. Is it a privilege to be a part of it and to bring the codes together?
Yeah, massive, big weekend in sport here for the fans here in Perth. So we've got a big game against the Springboks, and then we've obviously got UFC on Sunday. So look, awesome to be a part of it, and hopefully we can get a result for our fans.
Plenty made of the Optus Stadium turf. How are you sort of predicting it'll play?
Oh, from what I remember back in 2019, it was awesome. So I expect nothing less.
How do you reflect on last?
Right, hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. It is almost go time. We are very, very close to kickoff between the Springboks and the Wallabies, and what a game we have in store for us today. Really, really excited to see exactly how this all plays out, because I think, obviously we know the Boks have rotated and they've got every right to, but could this potentially be a bit of a banana peel type of game, given the fact that we have rotated so much? Australia have to respond, for example. So lots to think about, lots to go through in the game build-up, and we're not particularly far away from kickoff as well. So we're going to have to get through quite a lot of it. We're going to be looking at the teams, for example, and exactly who is who and who is playing, and what to expect. We're going to be looking at some of the sort of the mini battles and stuff like that, and sort of settle in before kickoff, which does start in theory in about 15 minutes. Although I have noticed that with Australia, they can tend to say that kickoff starts at 1:45. And then like Anthem's only starting 1:45, and kickoff is actually starting almost sort of 15 minutes late. It's almost like that's kind of the start of the pre-match stuff at the stadium itself. So whether it will be kickoff, we'll have to wait and see. But before we go any further, please do smash a like on the video. Let's try and see if we get to 100 likes before the game starts. We've also got a poll in the comments saying, who are you supporting? Springboks obviously dominating that one at the moment, and feel free to continue voting in that and show us exactly who you're supporting, who you want to win, and what you think is going to happen in this game. Could this be an opportunity for Australia to get back to winning ways and beat South Africa? Or do we see South Africa going 2 for 2 and getting themselves right to the top of the Rugby Championship table, which is now currently South Africa with 5, New Zealand with 5, Argentina with 4, but obviously we're still going to play a game now. So if we were to then go and win this game now, then we can go back to the top of the Rugby Championship table and go into that New Zealand game with that lead at the top of the table and be in prime position to win the Rugby Championship, which is ideally what we need to be doing. There's no reason why we can't win at the Rugby Championship. So we're really looking forward to this game itself. But before we do that, let's have a look at the two teams. We'll start with Australia, who've not really changed too much in their side. But we'll have to wait and see exactly what their decision is and what their thinking is. And then we'll go to the South Africa side, which is obviously, especially in comparison, far more changed than Australia is. But without any further ado, this is how Australia do line up for the game, which kicks off in theory in 15 minutes. Right, so there is the Wallabies side to face the Springboks this weekend. Not too many changes. Angus Bell, I think, is a big change, and I think it's a big addition to that Wallabies side. Wallabies pack, for example. I think that he has. I think he's world class. I think he can be world class. So really impressive, and I think that'll add a lot of stability to that scrum. It's also going to be interesting to see how, for example, when we look at the Springbok side now, it is a younger front row in Jan Hendrik Wessels. Thomas Toy, obviously he's very experienced, but Jan Krobler as well. Also not playing in it's just a second test. So, last week it was this massive gap of experience between the Australians and the South Africans. That is very much not the case this weekend. You've got Angus Bell, you've got Josh Nassen, Alan Alatoa. I think there are far more caps in the Australian front row all of a sudden than there are in the South African front row. So, from a set piece point of view, even in the second row, for example, there's more experience. It's going to be interesting. So you've got Angus Bell, who's a young player, but he's already played 32 times for Australia. He made his debut 4 years ago at 19. That kind of shows you just how much of a quality player he is. So it's a big test for Thomas Toy. And then Alan Alatoa going up against the young Jan Hendrik Wessels. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Sort of clash. That back row, I don't think it's badly balanced, but I think need to step up from last week, and interesting to sort of see how that goes. I think the main thing really is a bit of experience, and I think Nick White coming in is a very good call from Joe Schmidt. I think he brings a certain calmness to the game. I think that he reads the game very well. He does tend to play very well against South Africa, actually, historically, has had some very good games. Interesting to see how he goes. We all know he's not the most liked player from a South African perspective. Obviously, after his antics when Faf de Klerk was yellow carded for basically touching his moustache. Those replays really showing exactly how silly that whole incident was. But, from a playing perspective, he's a great player. And he's an exciting player for Australia who I think they need him. I think they need that experience. I think they need to have that sort of calm-headed and I think he'll make a big difference to this game. We've then got Lola Lucia, who will hopefully not be going as backwards as he was a week ago from an Australian perspective. From a Springbok perspective, I hope he's going back even more. And then the big sort of America Corabetti coming in, reigniting that sort of Makazole Mapimpi versus Corabetti type of rivalry that's kind of been brewing, and very, very cool to see that we will get to see more of that. We don't really sort of see these kind of grudges in rugby, but that definitely seems to be one after the incident that we saw a few years ago. It is almost 12 o'clock, which means that is beer time. So cheers to everybody. I want to do a check-in. Two things. I want to know where you're watching from, who you're supporting, and what are you drinking? That's what I want to know from you. Let me know in the comments below. Let's do a bit of a check-in. I like to do a bit of a world roulette type of game where everybody sort of checks in and we kind of tick off continents and countries that we are live in. And sort of see exactly how many countries we can sort of tick off, how many continents we can tick off as well, which is always a lot of fun. So in order to be able to do that, I need you guys to let me know where you're watching from and who you're supporting, for example. And that's it. If we're on the beers, let me know if you're on the beers. Let's do the chicken and see what's cooking here. Because we still got a bit of time, and it's gonna be a fun game. We're gonna have a look at the South African side in just a bit. We've got a couple. What's interesting as well is obviously Druk du Plessis is fighting Israel Adesanya in the early hours of the morning. So in Perth as well. So we're trying to paint Perth green. Are we as sort of Springbok fans? So we'll have to wait and see exactly how that goes. Hopefully we're going to have a big victory against Australia, followed up by the Drukers going and hammering Israel tomorrow morning. That would be ideal from a South African fan perspective. So it'd be really, really cool if we can get that both those results sort of over the line. And but we'll wait and see. We will wait and see. Let's have a look at the South African side. When we come back from it, we'll sort of pick it apart a bit more. Lots of interesting calls we made. A new centre combination, new lock pairing, a new loose trio, new front row, new halfback pairing, new back three. Not one combination has stayed the same from last week, which is very, very interesting. As well as 3 for example, fly halves be named. And a couple of people not checking in. So Willem's saying he's taking in from Botswana, supporting the Springboks. Karen's from Cape Town. We've got Sappers in the UK supporting the Boks, drinking coffee. Come on, it's summer over there. I know it's only about 10, but it's summer. Crack open a cold one. And Adrian saying Springboks all the way, watching from Poland, drinking a strong morning espresso. And Peter's watching from Germany. And go Boca, and hoping that Drickers also finishes Israel. And just staying watching the game in Guinea. Well, there we go. Keep checking in the comments below. Kickoff is in 15 minutes. We've just had confirmation. Well, yeah, it seems to be a 15-minute countdown there from Supersport. So their kickoffs will be at 5:02. So, which is kind of more what does tend to happen. So that is when kickoff is going to happen. We will be updating our timer very shortly to reflect that, because we're going to go have a look at the South African side, which is obviously very, very rotated, and seeing how things are looking over there. So let's have a look at exactly how much Rassie Erasmus has rotated and what we've got to look forward to in the next few minutes. Right, so plenty to talk about with regards to the lineup being named by Rassie Erasmus, because lots and lots of changes, and very, very exciting changes as well. So very keen to sort of see exactly how things go today, because it's going to be an interesting one from a future point of view. You know, Sasha Famigomazulu, for example, another strong performance for him, puts him really, I think, into the running to start against the All Blacks. You know, Rassie Erasmus is a big fan of him, and if he plays well, I think could be in line to play against the All Blacks. We're still waiting for the team to come out. By the way, very wet conditions, so not going to be easy for these players at all. It is going to be wet, it is going to be slippery, so a very different type of game I think we're going to see from what we saw a week ago, because a week ago, very nice conditions. You can see over there the Nelson Mandela sort of shield stuff like that would be sort of being played. And I mean, you can see the players in the change room are all sort of shaking hands. They're already very, very wet. And even Etzebeth, watching it really lucky, he's obviously on the bench today. Incredible bench. You know, for whatever you could say about the starting lineup, there's an average of 50 caps on the bench for the Boks, and all World Cup winners on the bench as well. So in terms of an in case of emergency break glass situation, you couldn't ask for more. In fact, you look at those players, and I think it's just Mani Liebach who is not featured in a World Cup final. That is how ridiculously good that bench is. Whereas you've got the likes of Andre Pollard, Eben Etzebeth, Kwaka Smith, Vincent Koch, they've all been in 2 World Cup finals and won 2 World Cup finals. But in terms of the front row, Janne Jan Kobolo and Thomas du Toit, very much front row of the future. This could very well be a type 5 of the future, actually. Solomon Murat will obviously captain the side. Big opportunity for him. Somebody who gets quite a lot of criticism. A lot of people sort of maybe not really rating him as much as obviously the Springboks do. But this, as mentioned, the Boks management really do rate him. So let's we've got to back him. We've got to show our support for him. I think he's a hard grafter. I don't think he's quite had that kind of game where you sort of sit and go, yeah, there's what we see in him. You know, that's the Solomon Murat that gets everybody excited. I don't think we've quite seen that from him just yet. Ruan Lokia has had to really graft to get into the side. But if you look at the back row there, Malcolm Mustard, part of a World Cup winning squad. Pieter-Steph du Toit, man of the match in the World Cup final. We all know his quality. But then Albert Lowe gets a chance. I thought he was really good last week and took his opportunity, and very excited to see. For me, this was half-back pairing. I think Morne van den Berg is terrific. Obviously, I'm a Lions fan, slightly biased, but I genuinely think that he is world-class in the making, and I think the Bok management agree. You know, they talk about him being a genuine Faf de Klerk, like-for-like type of replacement, which means he's very much a scrum half for the future. And I think he has a good game today. I think that he's going to be kept in around the system, and I think we could see this combination of Morne van den Berg and Sasha Famigomazulu for a long time coming. And hopefully, we really get to see just why it could be a long time coming. Just the centre pairing, very excited to see Lakanya he's back at 12, where he started his career sort of coming through at border, you know, EP, before making the sort of that switch to the Sharks. Kind of came through as an inside centre. Andre Esterhuizen was obviously the Sharks, kind of moved to outside centre, which is where he became world class and kind of be known as, or known for rather. But he's back at 12. Very interested to see how him and Creel go. Very different sort of systems being played now, often using Jesse Creel at outside centre as a crash ball, that kind of Tony Brown type of system. Maxwell Mapimpi comes in and will partner Cheslin Colby and Apelele Fassi in the back row over there. The Nelson Mandela, or sort of Freedom Trophy or whatever it's called. It's not the Freedom Cup, but is on the line here. A win for us would see us take it. I think we've actually really got. I think we need to retain it. So I think we retain it anyway, to be honest. Even if we lose, obviously, I think we'd retain it. So the teams are walking out. We'll have the anthems underway very, very shortly. So last opportunity now to get your score predictions in. What are we thinking? I saw a check in a couple earlier over here. Chimonique saying, watching from Leidenburg. Adrian saying, watching from London. Nice bit of side of supporting South Africa. Illicit Faith from Middleburg. Julian Johnson's on the Black labels. Love the work there. Gail watching from Northern Cape. Julian from Durbanville, Cape Town. And Andrew said, this is Andy sitting watching on my narrowboat on the Shropshire Canal in Cheshire, UK. How cool is that? Henry from Kensington in Cape Town. And follow Eddie saying, I'm watching from Bangkok, Thailand. Springboks, of course. Let's hope they win today. And Andres de Klerk watching from the Philippines. So we're pretty international out here. We're watching from Tanzania, Philip from Cape Town, we've got PE or Kabecha, as it is now known. And so very, very cool to see that we've got so many different people from different around the world all tuning in. And hopefully we'll get even more people. So I now want to get your score predictions. What are we thinking? Rotated Springboks side, Wallabies side short of confidence, wet conditions, weather is always the ultimate leveler, as they say. So this could complicate things slightly. Will it mean a change of result? What are we thinking? How big of a difference is the weather going to make? Is the team selection going to make? Let me know in the comments below. Get your score predictions there. McCallum has come out heaty with a 31-90 prediction for the Boks. We're going to go into national anthems. When I come back, we'll go through the score predictions from you. Stephen Barnett's watching from Melbourne in Australia. So get your score predictions in the comments below. And we'll go through the predictions when we finish the anthems, which are starting very, very shortly. Grant says, currently driving to his uncle's house and there's traffic. You got to put your foot pedal to the metal here, Grant. Pedal to the metal. You don't want to be missing kickoff. Bok games is 2 hours an entire week. You got to plan these things. So I hope you're close. Brahm is from Brakpan over there, which I'm sure is about 4.5, what is it, megaliters of brandy down, and that was before it got to about 9 o'clock. And Regan says, watching live at the stadium, flew in yesterday. How cool is that? At the stadium, and yet jumping on the channel to say, how's it to the buggers and the buggeresses? Gareth Richardson says, Gareth and family watching from Tibet in Montenegro. And Menica is watching from Wellington, Cape Town. And a couple more score predictions coming in there. Carl Watson saying 24-13. Nazim going big, saying 51-9 in favor of the Boks. We're going to start with the national anthems. We're going to start with Australia, and then we'll go into the South African national anthem, and then we'll have kickoff basically. So we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Get your score predictions in, and up next, it is kickoff. anthems are underway, and we will have kickoff very, very shortly. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, smash the like on that video, people. Let's get liking the video. Let's get as many people into the chat as possible. I'm seeing a lot of people coming in from lots of different places. I'm seeing Netherlands. I saw Manchester earlier, and I'm seeing a lot of score predictions over here. I'm seeing 25-3 to the box from Henry Ruru. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We do have kickoff. Nick White gets us underway. He goes down the left-hand side. Australia playing left to right. And, I'll tell you what, that's a very good kickoff from Australia. I think it was a knock-on from Alred Low. So we are going to have an early scrum. Not ideal at all. It was a good kickoff, a bit of miscommunication. Look at the weather there. It's absolutely horrible. But let's go through some of the predictions, shall we? Because there are quite a few coming in. Jenny's saying 29-7 to the Springboks. And earlier I saw one as well, so keep getting those predictions in. A lot of people saying go Bokke. Pocky watching from Ireland. Stellenbosch I'm seeing Virginia Beach. I'm watching from Bloemfontein, from Ladysmith. And from the Angolan border, the Namibian Angola border. From the Eastern Cape is Leaflet watching. And I'm sure will be a big fan of the likes of Lakanya. Eastern Cape, born and bred. Right, pack weights. We are slightly lighter than Australia, 886. Not our biggest pack. Second row probably making a bit of a difference there. You know, you put in an Evan Etzebeth and a Lua Diago and Ockes name, they're a bit bigger over there. Front row as well. Jan Hendrik Vessels compared to an oxen chair won't be as heavy, but we all know these days it's not about weight, it's about technique. And if we get things right, I still think that we can be quite good at the scrum time. An early opportunity this for Australia. Wet conditions, horrible conditions. Expect this to be very, very difficult for both teams. Teresa Brand's gone with 40 points to 3. It's a big prediction coming from her. Right, decent. Betty first up, and it's a big tackle coming in there from Sasha Zulu, getting himself on the front, and a nice offload there to Harry Wilson. That tackle coming there, I think, from Alred Low and Jesse Creel. Good start this from Australia. And Ikatar takes it in now. Nick White going down the left-hand side this time. Bit of space, but good defense. And on Ladakai Soto, who's a solid ball carrier. And a penalty right in front of the poles over here against Thomas du Toit. This could be early points here for Australia, or will surely be early points, especially in these conditions. So not the ideal start. Looks like the box is going to go behind early on here. Lola Lucia looks across, and already the kicking tee is on its way in. It is not raining. It is absolutely pouring. Raining is putting it very, very mildly. It is pouring down over there. Jan Krobler, I think the man who you actually can see the penalty. Andre reckons SF45, Oz 17. Dylan Upshur's coming with 24 points to 12 to the Bokke. And you guys can keep getting your predictions in. And we'll see exactly what the general say and the general feel of things are. As Nola Lucio gets things underway. And South Africa go down 3 points in the first 3 minutes. Not the ideal start. It all kind of stemmed from that kickoff, didn't it? Right, and South Africa comes through, getting underway for us going on the left-hand side. That's a good chase that from Makazole Mapimpi into the side. And a quick slow ball here for Nick White. Uses the call. Nick White needs to make sure he doesn't get timed out to PSF the toy trying to go for the charge down, but unsuccessful. And he does find touch halfway between the 10-meter line and the 22. You can see the puddles of water there. Really, really horrible conditions over in Perth, or what people are calling Perthfontein for the weekend. Right, so Jan Krobler with his first line of the day. It is a 4-man line out. We've got Salman Murat, Ruan Nokia, and Peter the Toy. So a lot of options over there. And they go to Peter the Toy, and we've gone with such a complicated line out, and it has been won back by Australia. I don't know why you go with that with your first line of the day. Very strange decision. And let's see, is pretty kicking behind. Chesney Colby's gone back very, very well and taken it. And he's gone to ground and brought down by Marikai Korobeti. Good work by Korobeti, but very good skill set there from Chesney Colby. And now Peter the Toy will drive things as Morne van den Berg goes back to Sasha Famagomazulu in the pocket. He sees a bit of space down that left-hand side. And, Kellaway's made a complete hash of that, gone straight through his arms. And that'll be a Bok line just outside the 22. And this is going to be a proper slugfest, I think. It's horrible wet conditions. You're going to see a lot of kicking. It's not going to be an all-timer, I don't think, with regards to lots and lots of tries. Because the conditions just don't even look anywhere near conducive for this. This will be a 6-man line out over here. Jan Krobler hopefully try and keep things a little bit more simple here. You've got Salman Murat in there at the front of the line. You've got Ruan Nokia, Pearce at the toy, options at the middle and the back. And it is pelting down with rain. That does not look fun. Doesn't look fun at all. And they go to Nokia, who spots down to Morne van den Berg. Maxima Pimpy goes to Marco Verstappen in the centres, in the number 6 jersey, and carrying where Sia Khaleesi would traditionally. Morne van den Berg, nice quick ball to Ruan Nokia. Box trying to put together a couple of phases as they go down the right-hand side. Nice offload that from Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Good momentum now from the box. And it goes to Ulrich Low. He puts his head down. Solid carry from him. Morne van den Berg down the right-hand side to this captain, Salman Murat, assisted by Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Now to Ruan Nokia. He pops up to Sasha Famagomazulu, who goes to his left boot. Very nicely tied, just out in the full from Sasha Famagomazulu. Nice idea. Strange to go to his left boot, which is not his preferred foot. Not far away. Quick set out on the touch. So it will be a Wallabies get there in the end. Line just short of the 10-meter line. Just trying to find that space. Just kind of basically just bounce just inside. And you can see the frustration there from Zondia Sticker in particular. You see it next to Rassie Erasmus. And that's not a particularly good line from the Wallabies. And Thomas Toys come away with it as the ball comes off him and backwards. But there was an initial knock-on from Australia. Or rather, the throw-in wasn't straight. So it's going to be a scrum for South Africa. And you can see already the team's struggling to grip the ball. That's horrendously skewed. I mean, it almost actually ended up, it ended up in Thomas Toy's hands. So it almost ended up quite nicely. But after that, then being knocked on. So we'll go back for the initial infringement was the ball that was very skewed. Right, so I think it was a Australian physio who's being spoken to. So Morne van den Berg will put the feed the scrum to the. So an opportunity of Morne van den Berg, who was playing just a second game. He got that yellow card. I don't know, I think but he played in the game against Portugal. Had a couple of nice moments, a couple of bad moments. Was a bit of a mixed bag from him. But opportunity for a nice big scrum here from South Africa. Let's see what this changed pack can do. Clean ball available there from Morne van den Berg. Penalty advantage. Oh, she's changed it. There must have been a call from the side because he was about to award a penalty to South Africa and then changed his arm and has given it to Australia. So one assumes he's had a call coming from the assistant referee because it is Jan-Hendrik Wessels who's been pinged, which would have been on this side. So frustrating early on, you can see the penalty. Don Human won't like the look of that. Changed it. There must have been a. Right, now Josh Nessa, who did not have a particularly good throw early on, and that was what the scrum was awarded for, has another opportunity. They go to the front of the line to Harry Wilson this time. Much better this time from Josh Nessa, but Salman Murat's done very well to come through the middle. And I think he's actually got an arm on him. He does have an arm under Salman Murat. And I think surely it's out in touch, but the ball comes out, must have been inches from being in touch, which was good work there from Salman Murat to come through the middle. Nick White seeing a bit of space, pops it up. I think that is to Josh Nassa. Big counter back coming from Thomas du Toit. And Angus Bell this time. Now Nick White goes to the boot. That's probably too far, and Makazuma Pimpi should be able to mark this. Does mark it very nicely. Not the best kick that coming from Nick White. Have to be very accurate in these kind of conditions. And take it quickly there. And the Nick White has gone back to Tashfai Mngomezulu, who's right up against the touchline. And he's putting a big kick there. And gone all the way back there has Tom Wright. And he's going to go, he's just gone away from Tashfai Mngomezulu. He sees a bit of space, actually. And he's released Marika Corbett, who's tripped over the top. He's then shoved Moefanenberg out the way, but Chisholm Colby's come away with it. Now Colby with a bit of space. Colby with lots of space, in fact. It could even be a 3-on-1. Gets away at Sash. Oh, no! He's knocked it off with Tashfai Mngomezulu. That would have been a try. Oh, that's awful from him. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I can't believe that. Tashfai Mngomezulu, he takes that, we score. It's quite almost that simple. Such good work this year from Chisholm Colby. Sees a bit of space. Bang. Creates the mismatch as well. He's done so well here. And then just transfer. It's straight into the breadbasket. Oh, Sasha's got to hold on to that. And if he does, he's got a man outside him. And it's a 2-on-1. It would have been a try. Brutal. Brutal. But yeah, Corey Betty back into the side. Pretty solid the scrums at the moment of both teams. Quick across, and Watchalong Pimpy's run into that. And he's run into that brilliantly. Has he got the pace? Oh, he's lost it forward in the tackle. It's a great tackle from Tom Wright. He almost went over there to Watchalong Pimpy. What a try that would have been. Exciting times, yo. Wasn't the best cross kick. It was almost an absolute disaster, actually, for Australia. It's a great tackle from Tom Wright. I mean, Watchalong Pimpy actually got away from him, but lost the ball in the process. So it was a very good intervention that from Tom Wright. And Australia under a lot of pressure all of a sudden. It's been much better there from the Springboks. 2 tries almost that we could have scored there. So exciting stuff. Much better. Now let's try and kick on. Put a bit of pressure on them. Pasami now. He carries it up. Try and create an angle here for Nick White. He's going to clear his lines. And it does find touch, but it's on the 22, inside the 22, in fact. So South is still on the front foot here, looking very positive. I'll tell you, I still can't believe that Sasha. Right, so it's line on the 22. And it's been stolen. So Jan Krabbelaar's not had a good start to proceedings here. He's lost 2 lineouts. And it will be another South African line, but halfway between the 10 and the 22. So we've lost a good 10, 15 meters almost. Very frustrating. What are we saying here, people? Corky saying, Steve, looking sharp tonight? I try. Thank you very much. And as Mark Terry saying, hi, Boom Mngomezulu. Not really good. That's a much better line at this time. Then Moefanenberg to Watchalong Pimpy. He pops it up to Marco for start, and we've seen that routine already today. Van den Berg looking for options. Goes short to Jan Krabbelaar. Nice little snipe that was from Moefanenberg. Now it goes to his captain, Salman Murat. Decent carry. Moefanenberg, quick ball now. Pierce left the toy. Bounces off Hunter Basami. He's still going. Surely that's hands in, ref. It is indeed hands in. And we go to the penalty. Go to the corner. We're going to have the shot, Jess. So Stats Farmer obviously have his first shot at goal. Flynn saying media hype not living up so far. And Box really saying Johan Baby, yeah, it's been a tough day so far for Jan Krobelaar. Right, so we're sitting here, about 15 minutes into the game. It's been an interesting first 15, to be honest. I think South Africa, the last sort of 10 minutes have been better. They had a struggle in the first 5. Since then, we've kind of parked inside Australia's half. Physically looking pretty decent. The scrums are looking pretty even at the moment. This should be pretty straightforward here for Seth Famagomazulu, who has had much better first kick than his first kick last week, which was a genuine shank. Much better that from Seth Famagomazulu. As you can see by the graphic, it's exactly from there. He nails it, and we level the scores after just over 15 minutes, and now we can start building a bit of momentum. Right, Nick White. Somebody needs to clean the spider cam, yeah. Lifts it high in the air, and Albert Lowe does very, very well. Opts not to go into the air, but takes it nicely and good support. We've lost the safety of the 22 from a kick clearance perspective, but with a nice take from Albert Lowe. Good take that from Jan Hendrik Wessels. Warnie van den Berg will go to the boot here. Cheslin Colby is a chasing option. And Warnie van den Berg, it's gone very high. He's under a lot of pressure, so it's not gone particularly far. A couple of players doing very well to retreat. Nick White, of all people, comes away with it. Ball back with the Wallabies just outside the 22. Angus Bell now. Now on the right-hand side, go Australia. Nice big hit, but he rides it well. And the ball comes loose. Turnover ball here. Jan Hendrik Wessels goes to the Kanya arm. Bit of space here. The Kanya arm goes to Jesse Creel. He's got Michael Pimpy outside. He's got April Fassi. He goes to the boot. April Fassi's got the pace. He's still got the pace. And it's going to be Fassi in the corner. Let's go. Love the work. Love the work. From inside our own 22, the transition was superb. Jesse Creel to Mapimpi. Mapimpi goes to the boot. Apelele Fassi's got the pace. He goes into the corner. And South Africa score the first try of the match. We take the lead for the first time as well. And in style. Such a good kick there from Makazuma Pimpi, by the way. And then the pace, I mean, he had a bit of a head start while the other player had to turn, which means that Apelele Fassi was always going to have the pace. I think he made the call saying hit it to the boot. And it also pops up so perfectly for it. Just bang there. And he just runs onto it into the corner. Oh, so good. Yeah, really, really good work that. Right, it'll be a happy coaching staff after that. Because I think scoring early would have been very much part of the plan. Yeah, try and settle this team in. Because it is obviously a very rotated side, you know. So, you know, it is very important that they start well, get that confidence and start to get that belief early on. And that try will very much do that. That's Marcus Orma Pimpi with all the experience in the world. Somewhere, by the way, it's off. Not great for him. I'm not entirely sure what the issue is. I'm not sure if he's gone for an HIA. So we'll have to monitor and see. Oh, that's another really, really poor kickoff. It's gone through the hands of Rowan Nokia. We have lost 2 out of 3 kickoffs. Thankfully, getting a penalty from it. So we kind of get away with it. But not ideal at all. Right, so Ibn Smith comes on for the 124th cap. He will equal Brian Banners, and so if he plays against New Zealand, which he will if he's fit, he will then go become the lone second highest appearance maker for the Springboks. Bit of a messy line that, but Cheslin Colby's done good work to make the ball available. No, he has. He's been isolated, and we've won a penalty for holding on. Really, really poor that. Right, so 8 points to 3 after almost 20 minutes. To answer your question, no, we didn't get the conversion. Flaming Gomez did up against the touchline. I missed it, unfortunately. No, Lucio is going to take the 3 points here on offer, or try to take the 3 points here on offer. Right, so Lucio, who's obviously 1 from 1 so far. 3 points to 8. This will be before making a 2-point game. And he's done that beautifully. Eventually started way on the right and then just curled back in. So it's a good kick from Lolacia. So it's a 2-point game as they pan to the bench, which is a bunch of wet Wallabies, which can't be too pleasant. Right, so still waiting to find exactly what the issue was with Salamurat. I'm not sure if we're still waiting to see if it is an HIA, and that's a pretty poor kickoff from Australia this time. And it's gone all the way back and right up against the touchline. So they've got 5 meters out under a lot of pressure. Good pressure this now. And I think both teams really struggling with the conditions, and I think it's a bit of wind as well. So making kickoffs really difficult. And Nick White finds a reasonable clearance. It'll be Springbok line in line to the 22 though, so still on the front foot. Here are the box. And Jan Probla, he's under a lot of pressure now at line-out time because he's had 3 really shaky line-outs. So he needs to get this right. Wonder if Vandenberg delivers the call. And it's a better line-out, and it comes as away does, I think it's Albert Low. And Eben Etzebeth now, he's on the park for Sal Murat. His first carry of the day. Morning Vandenberg goes to Albert Low. Now Jan Kobalov. Nice carry from him. Vandenberg goes short to Jan Hendrik Wessels. Going through the phases here. Eben Etzebeth now. Thomas Tutoya wants it. Thomas Tutoya gets it. Down the right-hand side. 5 meters out here of the box. Now Morning Vandenberg will change direction. Come down the left-hand side. He goes to Peter Steph Tutoya. He pops it up short to Jan Hendrik Wessels, who makes a meter or two. Quick ball needed from Morning Vandenberg. He goes straight to Eben Etzebeth. He goes the direct route. Rob Valentini stands up well in the tackle. Now Morning Vandenberg pops it up and doesn't quite get to Albert Low on the shoulder. And it's a knock-on coming from the Wallabies. And you can just see Morning Vandenberg a bit frustrated with Albert Low saying he needs to be on that corner. And Nick White shoved Jesse Creel. Jesse will dust you, my man. Nick White, if you're going to go after somebody, Morning Vandenberg's your best bet because Jesse Creel will stuff you up. Have you seen that? That guy is basically like the poster boy for the movie 300. And you can see Paul Williams saying, "No, Nick White, not happening. You do that again, you will be penalised." Right, scrum over here for the box. It's a really good position. Morning Vandenberg, ball in hand. Upper left fast standing directly behind Sash Van McGowan. You've got Lekanya to the left. You've got Jesse Creel to the right. Player Fassi now moves to the right-hand side over there. And the pick up and go from Albert Low. Morning Vandenberg looking for options. Goes himself, brought down. Penalty advantage here for South Africa. Ronald Kier goes and secures it. And Jan Krobler will operate at scrum off. And he goes to Jan Ingeves, who pops up to Fassi. Goes short to PSTF the toy. Nice hands this from the box in wet conditions. And no advantage, they'll go back for the penalty. Right, so you can take the 3 points here and just extend our lead to 11. I'm really now trying to sort something out on the stream. Right, much better restart this time. And Morning Vandenberg races in the air, and Tom Wright takes it well as he comes down. So 11 points to 6. Very much an arm wrestle, which is kind of what you expect, really, I think, in these kind of conditions. Lalakai Soto runs into Johan Krobler. Good tackle from him. Nick White, good tackle there from Morning Vandenberg. Good read on Nola Lucio. Nick White looks up to see options, then decides to go to Angus Bell. Quick defense there. Morning Vandenberg. I tell you what, as I said, he's trying to pull a fast roll. And it needs to shift. And that's about Jason Colby. Has he got the pace? Tom Murad eventually brings him down by the 22. Such fun Zulu is there. Arriving is PSF the toy. Marco Verstappen. And lots of pressure there. I think there's a couple of knock-ons, to be fair. I think it was knocked on by Marco Verstappen, and then knocked on by Morning Vandenberg. What an interception and chance that was from Cheslin Colby. Tom Wright's been really, really good defense. In fact, he's just been really good in general for Joe Schmidt since making his return. Took 2 to bring him down. Sachfai Magomazulu was there. And the problem was Cheslin Colby sort of threw it back. Peter Steph, the toy was coming. Didn't expect it. He kind of half-tapped the ball and went backwards. Then Marco Verstappen tried to pick it up. I think knocked it forward. Then Morning Vandenberg, it was almost a half ruck, was there to try and pressure as he tried to then swing it left. And then he also knocked it on. So about 2 or 3 knock-ons in the build-up there. But what's been really good is how quickly we've managed to transition from defense into attack. Now looking to run it from deep here. Tom Wright straightens and Lukanya completes the tackle. Jesse Creel gets back to him at his assistance. Now Nick White, almost perfect time from PSF the toy. He goes to Lalakai Soto, who's been full of carrying so far. Solid tackle this time from Thomas the toy. Nick White, not too many options. Goes to Tom Wright, who then goes to the boot down the middle of the park. And a bit of time here. There's updated Fassi. What does he want to do? He wants to run. Runs into Tristazano. Ball available there for Morning Vandenberg. Thomas Toy pops it up to Ruan Nokia. Now Ulrich Low. He loses the ball in contact, and then Marco Verstappen knocks it forward. So it will be a scrum for Australia. Again, the wet conditions proving to be really, really difficult here for South Africa. So I would low there. See the frustration on his face. Got to be really, really disciplined in conditions like this. Now they're on the right hand side. They're going to kill away. Steps inside of Peter Steph the toy. Now on the left hand side, go almost at the half an hour mark. Ticks by. Jan Krobler trying to go over that ball. And he's been turned over. Yeah, penalty advantage. He wasn't a blow, but he's the opposite play with advantage with Paul Williams. Peter Steph the toy down the left hand side. Still goes Peter Steph the toy. Just short of the 22. Mark of a starting goes flying over that ruck. Maximum Pimpy picks up and goes. Ball available there. Morne van den Berg goes backwards off the foot. Still going is Morne van den Berg. Pick up and go now for Howard Low. Thomas the toy there. Maximum Pimpy helps that scrum off. Peter Steph the toy kind of gets shoved back into carrying him. Morne van den Berg now appears. And he goes to Mark van Staden. Flash to Tifasi from Morne van den Berg. Now a little chip over the top. Ruan Nokia to give chase. And apparently there's penalty advantage over, and that's a pretty terrible kick coming from the boot of, I think it was Hunter Basami who cleaned up. So it'll be a Springbok line just sort of the 22. Yeah, it's a pretty poor kick. It just completely skews off the boot of Hunter Basami. Much better line like that. And Albert Low, although it's not straight. I'll take it all back. It looked like Albert Low had even been played in the line. And Johan Krobelaar is really, really struggling at line out time. So it'll be another scrum for the Wallabies. Yeah, I don't think it'll be long before we see Malcolm Marks into the park. I'll be almost be surprised if it's even in the second half. Not having a good time with Jan Krobelaar in the wet. And we have a reset here. Right, have a reset here. Pretty good hit there from South Africa. And a free kick for pushing before the ball's in. I think Thomas Toy's going to have a word with Paul Williams there, but it's a free kick, which means that they can't opt for a scrum, for example. So Nick White will look to find touch. Marcus Pimpy's underneath it. It might take us quickly. No, opts against it. It will be a Springbok line inside our own territory. We still lead by 5 points, so it's not been a bad half, but very, very messy. We talked before the game about whether being sort of like the ultimate leveler in terms of the conditions making it so difficult, and that's very much been the case so far. And Lion is much better there. And Morne van den Berg, it's now spilled by Mark van Staden. And Sash van Gomez just hammers it into the air. Chesn Colby and Jesse Cruz around there. Chesn Colby knocks it backwards. Malachi Corbett throws it backwards towards Tom Wright. Tom Wright's going to go to the boot. Puts it nice and low. Maximum Pimpy is back there. And he leads off Sash Famigomazulu. Needs to find a good kick here. Looking for touch to Sash Famigomazulu. Won't find it. Good take in the end, out the air from Lola Lucio. Actually wants to, he goes inside of Maximo Pimpy. Now he's going to chip and chase Lola Lucio. Bounce to the ball, but straight into the hands of Sash Famigomazulu. Got a bit of space. Now he goes to the boot. Searching for that 50-22. Nick White is very, very well positioned. And eventually he'll go to the boot. Very composed as Nick White. And I think he has added a dimension of control to this Australian side so far, which they just haven't had previously. The first try was scored, well, we only had one try, was scored by Apelele Fassi. Great kicking behind from Makazole Mapimpi. And now it's actually a penalty for Morne van den Berg tackling Lulesio before at the ball. So their TMOs come in there. The whole part of the TMO is making a lot more decisions. He's going around and watching everything. I think it's a bit frustrating, in terms of watching everything, because the TMO is going to miss things as well. So, now it becomes more decisions which are being awarded, but yet also more decisions which are being missed. So now, for example, we've had a whole passage of play which is unfolded, and now we've gone and picked up on an infringement. But for example, if you look at every ruck, for example, you could also find infringements. So they're very much depowering the referee as far as I'm concerned. And it's a penalty, and Lola Sears is going to take the points here. It has stopped raining, by the way, is the good news. Still very wet underfoot. Right, from the right-hand side to try and come back within 2 points. And he struck that very, very nicely. Very, very... It's just over from a distance point of view. Right, so to act a 2-point game, frustrated Morne van den Berg, mistiming his tackle on the flower half, conceding a penalty, which was picked up by the TMO. Joe Schmidt was fuming about it. And... Right, Sash Famigomazulu is going to get things back underway. On the left-hand side, he goes. Maximo Pimpi's going to give chase. He's right up against the touchline. Needs to stay in. Will not stay in. You can't make those kind of mistakes, Sash. You cannot make those kind of mistakes. We've just conceded a 3 points. We've got to try and get ourselves back on the front foot, and he's conceded what will be a scrum on the halfway line from kicking out in the full. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. And we'll go back to the halfway line for a Australian scrum. Nick White with ball in hand. A couple of silly areas there. Morne van den Berg tackling too early. You can see in the penalty. Sash Famigomazulu kicking it dead. Or kicking it out in the full. And now it's onto halfway line. Joe Schmidt looking pretty chuffed with life, I think, actually, really. I mean, they're 2 points behind. And we're going to have a real reset here. Scrum's very, very unsteady in the wet conditions. Right, reset on the halfway line here. Corky says, Sash not having his best game so far. Yeah, definitely struggling in the rain. Smoke saying the TMO is becoming a joke, almost a way to manipulate instead of fairness. And Flynn Faraday saying, Sash are going to pull a Liebok. I don't know what that means. It's whole pulling a Liebok, for example, as if Liebok's like not won. I think it's like 90% of the games he's played for the Springboks. And that is a 50-22. I mean, how's that for game management? Salmu out there, by the way, will not continue. He's on the bit. So frustrating for him. I'm not entirely sure what. I mean, it doesn't look like there's anything noticeably wrong with him. I'm not entirely sure what the injury is. But phenomenal game achievement that. game management from Australia. Sasha Ngobazulu makes a mistake. They go to the scrum, and the first thing Lola Lesieur does is kicks it in behind for a 50-22 scrum Australia right on the front foot. Right, ball over the top to Harry Wilson. And it bounces off Sasha Ngobazulu. Mokopin starting there to clean up. Now, show you on the front foot as we go into the last minute before half time. Now, Nick White goes to Harry Wilson. And penalty advantage. That's going to be 3 points. That'll be us down at half time. That's frustrating. That's really, really frustrating. Now, Lesieur lifts it high on the left-hand side there. Lakanyan's underneath it. Sorry, uplift Fassi as he takes it well. But they'll go back to the penalty with 30 seconds to go, right in front of the poles. Australia will take the 3. They'll be ahead at half-time. Lots to think about for the Springboks. You can bring on some serious power off the bench. But it's frustrating because it's mistakes that's the reason we're behind. Silly mistakes. You know, Sasha Ngobazulu, if he doesn't put that into touch, for example, they don't necessarily have that scrum on the halfway line, which they then convert to 50-22, which then becomes a penalty. You know, they've got knock-on effects from very preventable mistakes, I think is what's very, very frustrating so far from this half. Big moment in the game, though. Alan Alatoa is getting some treatment. Doesn't look particularly happy. He'll probably just go into half-time and then give him some time to try and sort out whatever it is that is the issue. They are definitely going to have a shot here before half-time. Right, no, Lesieur is going. It's not quite in front of the as in front as I thought it was. It's actually about 20 meters in. It should be pretty straightforward, though, for Nola Lesieur, especially the way he's kicked tonight, which has been very well. And he's going to miss it. We'll take that. We'll take that. Right, so we will go into half-time with a lead, a slender lead, a 2-point lead. 11 points to 9 at half-time. Expect to see a big impact from the bench. We've already seen one coming off in the form of Salman Murat with that injury as the Boks go running into the dugout. Not their best half. Lots to talk about. You can just see, I think it's he's not very happy, Salman Murat. He's kind of sort of trudging. He was obviously replaced quite early due to injury. But we'll be back after the break. Michael Hooper's going to chat to Marika Corbeti. I'm going to go and go to the bathroom and stuff like that. You guys got a bit of time as well. Smash the like on the video, by the way. If you think the Boks are going to win the match, let me know what your final score predictions are down in the comments below, and we'll be back in a bit.
Hello and welcome. My name is Reese, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started. Hello everyone and welcome to Forever Sports. As one of the leading channels in the world providing free coverage of all of your favourite sports, we are asking for your support. Everything that we create at Forever Sports is available for free and always will be. To help us continue delivering high quality content, as well as expanding our coverage, we are asking you to consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. As part of the Forever Sports Members Club, you will gain access to select perks, such as exclusive stickers and emojis to use during our watchalongs and live streams. You will also gain early access to premium content, as well as have your name listed on the channel under channel members. We strive to deliver quality content that is unmatched by other channels, and are always looking to take things up another level. And our members give us the chance to do this. It is thanks to our members and other support that we get from our fans that we are able to deliver campaigns such as the France 2023 on the ground coverage. So if you would like to continue supporting the channel and the free coverage that it provides, be sure to check the link in the description to become a channel member now. Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started. Hello and welcome, my name is Reese and today I'm going to be speaking to you about one of our channel partners, BITDEFENDER. Forever Sports is proudly supported by BITDEFENDER, one of the global leaders in cybersecurity. Stay safe with the most consistently top-rated antivirus of the last 10 years and counting. To protect yourself from cyber attacks, protect your browsing and personal information, and so much more, get BITDEFENDER. With BITDEFENDER's premium VPN, digital privacy and freedom is as easy as flicking on a light switch. Bank, stream, and download without exposing a single byte of personal information. Unblock your favorite streaming sites and get access to content that you want to watch on up to 10 devices today. Effective, invisible, and amazingly affordable. Use the link in the description to get started.
Right, and we are back from half-time. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. 11-9. The Boks currently leading, and scrap your half, as you kind of imagine when it comes to very, very wet, horrible conditions, to be perfectly honest. And very interesting to see how we adapt in the second half and when we move to the bench, which is obviously very, very, very powerful. And hopefully, we're going to see a very assured performance coming in now from the side. So, yeah, early start there. We had a bit of a lineup there, and long kick, and Tom Wright has marked it. Early there was a donation, by the way. So, fantastic. Big thank you to Leo from Mark for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Those sort of things keep us going. As that bit of fussy lifts us high in the air for Satifami Gomazulu to give chase. And Nick White leaves it behind. Morokai Corbett cleans up, and good tackle there from Nakanya on, I think it was Lola Sierra. And a penalty as well for South Africa, as the Moya van den Berg gets to know Nick White, who eventually leaves the ball. And he's a march back 10 meters here, has Nick White by the referee. Not taking any of his crap is the polite way of putting it. Couple of comments talking about the fact it was a bit sloppy in the first half, which I think is probably fair. I think we will improve in the second half, and I think we will hopefully see a much more accurate second half. But the conditions are horrible, hey. So, for example, Pedro there was saying, our scrum half already cost us 6 points. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt due to weather, but we need to make more kicks in behind their defense, making them turn at us. Yeah, I think the benefit of the doubt is probably warranted, to be fair. It has been that horrible. Similarly with Jan Krobler, you know, you'll look at it as a really bad line performance, but conditions have been really, really tough. So there are going to be mistakes, you know, and it's the teams that can play best in bad conditions which go on to be great. But we've got a really good running maul going on here. Nakanya and Jesse Creel come and add their weight. Going over. Tries awarded. That's what we want to see. Nice early start here. Good work. Malcolm started, by the way, bloodied in his face. He's the one that has come up and on the screen. I assume that means that he's the one that eventually got it down. We'll wait for confirmation, but nice positive start. It's exactly what we wanted to see early in this first half. It wasn't the cleanest of first half, so it's important for us to start well in the second half. It was a really good well set running more. Took a while to really get going. It needed Lakanya and JC Creel to come and join it as well. And that's exactly what's happened. So solid work there from the box. Brian says, yes, they reached their peak down from here. Well, I mean, I suppose double, you know, 4-time World Cup champions back-to-back, British and Irish Lions series. I mean, you can't really do much better, can you? Saying, stop blaming the weather. You have to play in all conditions. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You really, really, nailed it on the head in terms of what rugby is. But, you know, if you're not able to process the fact that you're going to score more tries when it's dry compared to when it's wet, then, I don't know, maybe you've never experienced rain in your life. Who knows? Who knows? But there we go. That's a nice positive start. It's a good kick from Sash Farmer Zulu as well. So we started to take charge of the game as we go 16 points to 9 up. So nice solid work there being done. You can see the celebration came from Jesse Creel, Simon Nakanya added. So 18 points to 9 as Australia get things back underway. And it's a nice take. I think it's from Ruan Nokia. Pretty terrible work from Ruan Nokia. Right, 2 big replacements. Here comes and Oxenchair onto the park as well as Malcolm Marks. Now let's start really turning the screws. Right, so the 3 subs that have been made by the box so far now are Malcolm Marks, Evan Edsmith and Oxenchair. Something that was an injury replacement, whilst James Slipper and Zane Nongor, the 2 props, are on for Australia. And carrying an injury from the looks of it into half-time, did not come out. So unfortunate for him. But now we get Malcolm Marks and Oxenchair. That will really show up the scrums. And it'll be interesting to see how Malcolm Marks copes with it. There are better conditions, to be fair. A lot drier in the second half than it was in the first half. Not raining currently, for example. But let's see if he can try and show up those lineouts. And he's already getting involved there. And he's conceded a penalty for playing Nick White. Really, really poor from him, to be honest. I think he just got caught in the Nick White hype. And he's gone through and played him and conceded a penalty as a result. Not really acceptable for a player of his experience. Needs to know better than to do that. It's in front of the polls, by the way, so it'll be interesting to see if Lucia takes the points here. And they will take the points, just try and keep themselves within touching distance. So the question is, who is getting up at 4 a.m. to watch Dricus du Plessis fight? I'm going to end the poll, by the way. 96% of people. I'm going to actually make that the poll. Are you staying up? Bit of a non-maybe poll. Are you staying up to watch Dricus du Plessis versus Adesanya? A much better kick that from Lola Sears. So he does add the extra, well, add the 3 points, and it becomes a 6-point game. Let's see what the South African chat is. Are we all staying up to watch Dricus fight in the morning? Go and vote on the poll. And we'll go back to some rugby polls. But it's a big sporting weekend over in Perth. Perth-Fontaine, as we're calling it this weekend. And the restart for Sash Pamagamazu just inside the 22. Rob Valentini does very well there. And not too much pressure. Just takes it nicely. Takes contact. Presents it to Nick White. Good work from him. And Nick White will now look for touch. And he does find touch. Good exit from the Wallabies. I think it's a very good point being made by Corky, saying Wallabies don't seem to ever spread the ball, makes it kind of hard to score. I think they've also done very well to prevent us from sort of spreading the ball. We've not really seen Jesse Creel and Kanya in this game. They haven't really had opportunity with ball in hand, because we haven't really managed to really go wide. But again, it kind of becomes 10-man rugby, doesn't it, when in these sort of conditions. There's another replacement that for Australia. This is Max Jorgensen, who's coming onto the park. Trying to wait and see who he's replacing. And he has joined his father, Peter Jorgensen, as Wallaby number 8984, and another father-son combination. And Hunter Basami has gone off the inside centre, and that is who Jorgensen has replaced. Malcolm Marks, his first line of the day, just inside Wallabies territory, goes straight to Ruan Nokia, pops it to Moine van den Berg, who catches it on the bounce, and Thomas Tatoy goes on a bit of a run and smashes it up on the halfway line. Moine van den Berg goes back to Sashi Famagama-Zulu. He lifts it high in the air. Cheslin Colby is over there to try and compete. Takes a bit of a run up. And it bounces off, away from Cheslin Colby rather. Lakanya, you beauty! Oh no, they've been robbed because of a knock-on. We've been robbed of Lakanya skills. The ball popped up, and Lakanya then just on the volley just popped it up and regathered. It was so cool from him. But there was a knock-on originally, and we'll go back for the knock-on. Nick White had actually taken Lakanya out in the air. Probably would have been a penalty. Is that not foul play? I'm just asking. I had to look at him as well, by the way. That might be looked at as taking the play in the air. Are we going to have a look yet? Come on, Mr. Referee. We'll have a look. He had to look at Lakanya and then goes for him. Trying to work out if we are having a look or not. I think we are. Oh dear. That's not a good look. Well, there goes James Slipper, who's just come on. He's lasted 8 minutes. And off he goes. And Angus Bell will have to come back on. He looks absolutely devastated as James Slipper. That's heartbreaking for him. He's such a cool guy. And a massive servant. So I think they've had a look over there. And it will be a scrum. I don't think they're not going to see anything in that challenge from Nick White on Nakanya to warrant bringing back more than a pen, or more than to turn over the decision. Although I think they are potentially still checking it. So a bit of a prop crisis now. Toe off with an injury. James Slipper off with an injury. Not what they want to see from a Wallabies perspective. And we're waiting for Angus Bell now. So if there is no props over here, we might actually even go down to uncontested scrums, which would be a bit cuck. So an uncontested scrum has been called because Angus Bell, I think, is having an HIA actually. So this could be the end of scrums for the game. Currently playing with 14, although has he now appeared? Right, so here he comes. Rather, here comes Billy Pollard, who is... I'm about to say, they're lining up for an uncontested scrum, so he's obviously not trained to be able to play as a loose end, so it will be uncontested scrums unless we can get Angus Bell back on the card. Right, so uncontested scrum, Nick White goes to Lolesio, he goes to the boot, and Maximilian Pimpi is around there, as is Apple Fassi. Fassi comes in and gets a slightly wrong knock-on, I think, from South Africa. Will be another scrum, which is uncontested, so now it's a free ball. Really, really annoying if we can't get Angus Bell back on and we just don't have any scrums for the rest of the game. We didn't even seem to look at that tackle on Nakanya arm, which is very annoying. I mean, thinking from the South African coaching staff would have been very much put on the bench, let Oxenchair, Malcolm Marks, Vincent Koch hammer them in the scrum time, establish their dominance, and play off it. Right, Jacka's Grant Williams, by the way, from Watchalong. Not a bad outing from Watchalong. I think, really, had to deal with the worst of the conditions. The service, I thought, was very good. Slightly off with a couple of things. That kick over and behind was slightly delayed. And obviously that tackle, which conceded 3 points. But I think overall, a relatively assured performance. He looked very good in defense. Looked full of energy, for example. Putting a lot of pressure on the Wallabies. But I think he'll know that he's got a lot more to offer than what he showed today. Yeah, back to uncontested scrums. Chris is back on the park. So Australia still with 15 men in the park. Long pass out wide towards Jorgensen, who's on the wing. Ball available, for Nick White. Ebenetzi up quickly. Good tackle there coming from Malcolm Marks. Wallabies now trying to go through the... Malcolm Marks trying to get over that ball. Sorry, Thomas Toy rather trying to get over that ball. Nick White looking for options, goes to Harry Wilson. Nongo now. Quickly was Malcolm starting. Kind of missed the tackle there on Chris Tizardo. Down the right-hand side. 7 phase here for Australia, but good rush defense there from South Africa. Nick White, ball over the top. Is a good one to Lalakai Soto. Grant Williams, Makazula Pimpi were lurking, and they complete the tackle. Now Nick White goes short to Pollard. Billy Pollard as opposed to Andre. He'll be coming on in a green and gold jersey later. Big carry there coming from Rob Valentini. Now kicking behind from Nick White. Not too much happening, and that's pretty good game management from him. Not getting any sort of front foot ball there were Australia, so he's just decided to put the ball into the boot in behind and ask South Africa to have a defensive line. As I said, I think he's added so much control to this Australian side. And it's a break and play. That substitute here. Interesting to see the decisions here. I'm not quite sure what they're going to make. Thomas Satoy is going to be replaced here by Vincent Koch. Decent line. Then Albert Lowe will bash it up for South Africa, create a bit of a better angle here. Grant Williams is going to go back / Fami Gomezulu in the pocket. Not the best pass, to be honest, to him. And in fact, Fami Gomezulu will not find touch. Lelesio goes inside to right. Right in a bit of space. He goes to that cross kick. And Apelele Fassi is there. Takes it very well. Needs to take it very well because there were a lot of Australian players there, not and just one Apelele Fassi. But he does take it well. Grant Williams now arrives, gives it to Pieter-Steph du Toit. Ideally, try and get out of our half. JC Creel. Oxen chair now. That's a nice carry from him. And then penalty for Australia, for South Africa, in fact, for offside. I think Harry Wilson's actually blocking. So that's a nice penalty to have because things are just kind of sort of slowed down a little bit. We're struggling to get a bit of momentum. Ideally, from a Sabres perspective, it'd be really nice to try and get a try here. Try and, you know, at the moment, 6-point game, you score a try. That kind of breaks the back of Australia. You know, you kind of feel that after that, it becomes a bit more difficult for them to try and come back from behind and go on to win the game. You can just see Harry Wilson changing his running line there. Right, we're going to close that poll in 55 minutes. When it gets to 55 minutes, not in 55 minutes. We're not going to be going. Pedro, to answer your question, you still have to have a full scrum and an uncontested scrum. It's more about, you know, creating the space out wide by having 8 people involved. And Malcolm Mark slipping as he arrives at the mall. It has started raining again. And it is available for Grant Williams if he wants to, but at the moment we're still moving forward as the rolling more. There's the call for one, so Grant Williams will now have to use it. Now we're back on the front foot. We're still going. Now we're still going. Grant Williams needs to try and get this ball out. Does get the ball out. Shows himself, goes himself. He's still going as Grant Williams. Just short as Grant Williams. Quick ball needed. Pieter-Steph du Toit. Pick up and go. Slips or else I think he might have gone over. On the front foot. Jesse Creel picks up and goes. Another pick up and go. Box on the front foot, Champ. On the doorstep. Taking a while. And then penalty for Australia. Ruan O'Keefe part of the ruck and then try to place it, and the referee saying part of the ruck can't play the ball, and he isn't penalised. That's annoying. That's really, really annoying because that should have been a try scoring opportunity. Should have been a try, and it's not. So that's frustrating. Australia will have a free clearance now. Another Australian player is getting a bit of treatment. This weather is horrendous. You can see Ruan O'Keefe is part of the ruck. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely pelting down. You can barely see what's going on. Yeah, here we go. Kwaka Smith's about to come onto the park. That'll make a big difference. Wet conditions, good on the ground. He'll be a big player now in the next the last sort of 25 minutes. Vincent Koch. I don't think he's actually on yet, but talking about the impact of it. So we've got a new front row. And Grant Williams on. No Hodge Pollard yet. No Marnie Liebach just yet. Oh, I'm just looking at the conditions, and it is horrendous. So Josh Nasser is back on the park. It is pissing down. Goodness me. Yeah, it's going to be one of the worst conditions I've ever seen. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now, another change being ready here for Australia. That's the number 20, which is Seru on debut. Yeah, no. This, it's actually very interesting. The players, I mean, the people on the side, because those advertising boards are kind of like computer generated, and because of the rain, they're kind of struggling to do it. And so, like, the people on the side are like almost looking like cartoon character type vibes because they're struggling with kind of like the green screening and inverted commas. It's actually very interesting. If you're a broadcaster and you're into that kind of thing. Oh, cheap as me. It is pissing down. Ball available. Nick White goes to the air. Good luck catching this thing. They're basically playing with a bar of soap. Ball does bounce. And Noah Nokia eventually manages to jump up and grab it. Good work from him. And I think this is about to become a pretty straightforward game plan. 1 phase, 2 phase boot. 3 phase, 4 phase boot. Now it's going to go back to, I think Grant Williams, in fact, is going to... Grant Williams goes to the boot, as was being counted down by Paul Williams. Good take that from Lelicio. As one of the South African players goes bailing past, I think it was a Kanyam, actually. Nick White fires it to... Then Ikatal. Anyway, let's see trying to get over that ball. I don't think it'll be too long before we see Kwaka Smith. Now Lelicio looking for options. Decides to go himself. Then sees a bit of space on the left-hand side. And on the bounce to April Fassi. He lifts us high in the air. Up against the touchline. Needs to stay in. Will stay in just. Lucia will throw it back inside to right. And he's chipped to the right-hand side. Tell you what, there's lots of space here for Jorgensen. And he's got in the inside of Nakazuma Pimpi as well. And it's been charged down by Sashvama Gomezulu. And then to backwards to Grant Williams. All flows to Jesse Creel. Jesse Creel, that's very good work from Jesse Creel. Very composed. Now Chesney Colby puts this to the boot. And he's let that bounce, but I think that's been carried back. So I think that's actually really done well by Andrew Kellaway. We're going to have a look over here. Paul Williams. If I were to give him the pressure of Paul Williams, he kind of looks like this at the moment, just trying to like see through the rain. I don't think he's having a particularly good time. And it is out in the full, so it's a big mistake from Chesney Colby. It will be Australia line inside the 22. There's a great little chip ahead from right. Now, Evan, I think with a very good point there, saying this is reminiscent of the South Africa versus France 95 World Cup semi-final. Just too much from Chairs and Colby. Right, we're past you. So I'm going to end that poll. And after 843 votes, we're split right down the middle, by the way. Very messy line, as you kind of expected. It has stopped raining, at least. But still very, very muddy and very wet. But at least we can kind of see the players. Oh, now the ball's come loose. Eventually falls back and Tazano takes it in. Down the right-hand side. Lelika Soto. Chesney Colby, a bit of a grabber in for him to try and deal with, and he hammers it away. This time he can go out in the full. But, oh, I tell you what. That's going to stay, I think it's gone out. Almost a 50-22. He was giving it chase here. And it is a 50-22, so that is a phenomenal, no, it's not. It is just outside 22. I thought he had gone past it. So you're going to have a replacement here for Australia. Number 18 will come on, number 19 rather, which is Tom Hooper. And he will replace Angus Blythe. And look how close this is from being 50-22. Oh, jeepers. It's a meter, basically. But it's a great kick from Cheslin Colby. So it'll be Australia line just outside the 22. Brilliant kick, though, from Cheslin to hammer them back. I need a new poll. What are we thinking here, people? Kwaka Smith, by the way, is on the park. You can tell him because he's got a green jersey compared to how wet everything else is. And he has replaced Albert Lowe. He'll go to the back of the scrum. I want to say who should start... should start at number 10 versus All Blacks. And I'm going to give you options of Sasha Faimigoma Zulu, Pollard, and Libok. You can go and vote in that poll in the meantime whilst we watch. I think it's been run back by Australia. Good work that from the kick. Now the ball come a bit loose. Now kicking behind. It's a really good kick actually from Lolesio. Australia at the moment, it must be said, are managing these conditions far better than South Africa are. And that's a bit ominous actually. I wouldn't be surprised if you almost see Miley Libok and RJ Pollard coming on now. Add a bit of control to the game. We put on Kwaka Smith, for example. And I think he'll be a big impact player here. But I'm almost surprised we're not seeing a Pollard who, you know, in wet conditions is probably more suited to what the game is. And I'm just so disappointed that we were going to see a Jesse Creel, we have seen a Jesse Creel and again, even there, dodgy lineup from South Africa, eventually won back. but Jesse Kriel next to Lekanya but in conditions which just didn't allow for us to really see him with ball in hand, which is a little bit frustrating because I think it would have been a lot of fun to have seen that. Now Grant Williams going to go to the boot, listed high in the air. Chesson Colby will give chase. Won't be able to compete in the air. Or below Lucio spills it and then regathers. Not forward, says the referee. I was forward. I thought it was forward as well. The annoying thing is the lack of scrums. I think that would have made a big difference for us. You know, like this, for example, if we had contested scrums, it's got penalty written all over it. Because we just put on our best front row. So, but now, I mean, it'll be a guaranteed ball, for example. But and here comes Tate McDermott. I think Nick White has changed the game for this Wallaby. I think that he was fantastic. He's not a particularly popular person. I know why, but he really, really added a lot. Penalty advisor, Lola Lucia not rolling away. Quacker Smith gets his first carry. Oxenchair into 22. This is really good work here from the box. Vincent Koch now building up a bit of steam. And no advantage there. We'll go back for the penalty. Interesting decision now. We've only scored one try. Two tries. No, one try. So we've only scored one try. So we need to score 2 more tries in Australia, who have scored no tries. So if we go to the corner, for example, score another try, we're 1 try away from a bonus point. Yeah, we are going for the corner. And that is Andre Polo, by the way, is onto the park. And I assume he's replaced Sashfami Mazulu would be my guess, which would be an interesting decision. So that means that he might operate at 10 for a while. Marty Liebach still yet to come on. Pollock goes to Ronokia, and he's not been allowed to come down, so that will surely be penalty advantage for South Africa. It is penalty advantage. Grant Williams goes to Lekanya dabbles it in behind, and Tate McDermott gets across and dives over. It's been carried over. They'll go back for the penalties. We'll be able to kick it back to the corner here. I like the confidence here. Go for the bonus point. You know, you score a try now, and we're 1 try away from a bonus point. Fellows saying, SA never really plays well in wet conditions. Also, you got to tell us what chips we're eating. Got the good old Simba salty vinegars, you know. You can't. This is, by the way, my breakfast and lunch. I've been up since about 7 this morning, and I've eaten nothing but those chips. So, I mean, I'm not really thirsty as much as hungry, and these are liquid calories, you know. It's a great diet at the end of the day. It's a good lineup, that, though. And Malcolm Mark's controlling things, and now we've got the second shove. He's actually slipped, but he's still over. You're not going to stop him. Malcolm Marks, try number 2. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with gas. Is this bonus point? Am I forgetting a try? I am forgetting a try. We obviously scored 2 tries. I'm being stupid. I apologize profusely. We scored 2 tries. And that is now the bonus point. I completely forgot about Marco Verstappen getting that try off the back of a maul. Duh. It's been a long day. But anyway, we're over, which is the main thing. And we've got another bonus point. Lekker. And Andre Pollard, it's low, but it'll come off that's a pretty dreadful kick from Andre Pollard. It was low, it came off the poles, and confirmation, by the way, that he has indeed replaced Sasha Feinberg in Ngoma Zulu. No Moy Liebach just yet. I reckon he'll probably replace the Kanya a bit later. But Pollard is the best player for these kind of... jeepers me. Colin Smith's been hammered by Marco Corbett, but as he does so well, bounces off him, has another go. And he's still going inside on 22. 20 points 12, by the way. That is an 11-point lead. That should be enough for us to conceal it. And a bonus point at the moment, which is the main thing. So now it's about game management. I don't care about playing nice rugby and the works. Game management, get through the game. Finish this game with a bonus point. That is the main thing we need. More digital media saying Boko looking pathetic. Eskom, then they work, they don't. Pathetic is a bit harsh. We're currently winning with a bonus point despite making 10 changes to the side. Yeah, you are correct, Cameron. It is no longer 4 tries per bonus point. It is 3 tries more than your opponent. So because Australia have not scored any, we've scored 3. We're currently sitting with a bonus point. Bit of a messy line out that Ronald here does well. And Grant Williams on his knees pops it up to Vincent Koch. So 15 minutes remaining on the penalty. Damn it. Damn it. Now, big decision this for Australia because they need to get back themselves within 7 to get any points out of this game. A penalty gets them 8 points behind. So it doesn't get them within a bonus point. A try, however, does. And Nola Lucia will kick to the corner. And it's just in terms of an update on the plan of action after this. From here, we go into our player rating show. And that's going to go on for about an hour-ish. And we're going to basically rate every player 1 to 10 from the South African perspective, and as well as Rassie Erasmus in terms of the team he picked, the man management, etc., etc. And from that, we will then redirect you directly to the Rassie Erasmus press conference. So that will sort of continue to keep you going. We will have Joe Schmidt's press conference on the channel as well a bit later as the Australian more kind of breaks apart and eventually brought down findings out with the penalty advantage here. And then later we will have trackers for the Currie Cup. So we will have live coverage of the Currie Cup in some shape and form. We'll also be live in the early hours of the morning, which is why I was asking you about the Drickus Duplessis chat, because we will be covering it again. Now, anyway, Australia gone wide here, and Maximo Pippi's come and made a great... In fact, I think it's the Apelele Fassi who made that tackle. He's not going to be able to roll, but the ball is available. He's done really well there. No advantage. We'll go back for the initial penalty, but Apelele Fassi, very, very nice. I think he's had a good game, actually, Apelele Fassi. Obviously not been able to run as much, given the conditions. Doesn't really suit him, but he's been under the high ball when he's needed to be, and obviously scored that try, showed good pace in scoring that try. It's been an assured outing for Apelele Fassi. FTF asking a couple questions of Paul Williams. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about the Murad injury. I was trying to find out. Let me see if I can find something on Twitter. Etzebeth goes up, and it's done really, really well. And Pollard has run it on the bounce, but unfortunately not forward from Ibn Etzebeth. And frustrating. And trying to find out what the injury was. I'm seeing a lot of people saying HIA. So apparently HIA, I think he took a knee to a head just for that updated Fassi try. So HIA, which means that he should be good come the New Zealand games. He's got a 2-week break, which is nice. I was frustrated from him, because I just, I really want him to succeed. He's such a nice guy, and I think he's a good rugby player. I think calls to say that he shouldn't be in the team, I think, are a bit harsh. I understand to a certain degree why there are those calls, but at the end of the day, I think especially in South Africa, we don't really have that genuine number 4 out and out Evan Etzebeth type replacement. Which, fair enough, really, if you look at the type of person you're trying to replace. Anyway, it's a nice little knock-on play from Australia. Turnover ball. And it's Salaka Lotta, who I think has actually had a really good game. And Lakanya has booted that from a box. I'll tell you what, Lakanya has box kicked that into touch, well, just on the bounce into touch, back towards the halfway line. That is absolutely phenomenal from him. Evan saying, I was not sold on Fussy before this match. He's impressed. Yeah, I think, as I said, I think he's been very assured in conditions that really don't suit him. He's not a player that wants to be playing in these kind of conditions. But I think he's done so very, very well. And that's another messy line. This has been won back by Australia. Tate McDermott gives it away to Harry Wilson. Marco Verstaappen's up quickly to try and tackle him. The lineup percentage is going to be absolutely awful, by the way. And that's the debutant with a bit of a run. There gets away to Tom Hooper. Eventually brought down by Jesse Creel. Space out wide. Lilicio skips past, and it's a good read there coming from Apele Fassi. Oxen Chair's got his hands somewhere near the ball. Eventually, he's been told to leave, and Oxen Chair's not impressed by that call. Harry Wilson was making a break. Quacka Smith's all over that. Thank you. We'll take the penalty now. There it is. It's just so choreographed, isn't it? Slightly isolated. Quacka Smith's there, and it's just, honestly, it's probably more difficult. Dropping things. It's probably more difficult for me to reach into the back of the chips and grab a chip than it is for Quacka Smith to grab a turnover. So natural. Right, decent line like that, and even Etzebeth comes down with the ball. And penalty advantage as well. Free roll the dice. Grant Williams goes to Andre Pollard. He pops it up to Mike Liebach, who's at the park. And I'm not seeing a Lakanya. Up to Fassi. Bit of a goosey there. Inside. Oh, that's a horrible pass to Chesney Colby. And we'll go back for the penalty. Right, I was about to say, I'll be interested to see if we see my Liebach, and it looks like Lakanya Am's gone off, which kind of makes sense. Liebach will go into 10, and Pollard will operate it inside centre. So General in Andre Pollard and Mr. General in Liebach is on the park. Two good decision makers there, and Liebach will kick this into touch. Pollard adjusting to life as an outside centre, where I think we might see him more and more. Right, on the 5 metre line. Yeah, come on, lads. Another try would be great. That just gives us a comfort with the bonus point. Plus, I also said us by 20, and it's currently us by 11. So a try. Ooh, what did Dan say? I've got my predictions to worry about. Our podcast predictions. Because I said us by 20. I went more than Dan. I went bold. Pollard first team, and then Ronnie Liebach thinking about the cross kick. And gets it all wrong, but we do have a penalty advantage. Cameron says, Murat is a good player, but I just think there are better players in that position. I think there are better locks. In the number 4, proper tight head lock. I mean, who is there really? I mean, I think Ruan from Marks had last season. But, you look at a Ruan here, number 5 lock. Can play at 4, I suppose. There's the yellow card, by the way, to, I think that's Uru, who's on debut. That's frustrating from him. Poor lad. Yeah, I think we got a bit of a shortage. No, I keep putting this red card on you. And now I'm putting the yellow card on the wrong person. Australia have got, oh wait, you're not even seeing that. I'm doing that in the background and I'm talking about I'm getting it wrong. Meanwhile, you're not even seeing it. There it is. Yellow card for Australia, which is the call. Cameron says, Oz has played better this game, but the way that's kept them in the game. And says, forgive my pessimism, but no amount of game time is going to help me out. You're not built the Bucky's type style number 4. I think the problem is that we kind of been spoiled, haven't we? You know, we had Bucky's Buerta, and when it was his time to move on, we then had Eben Etzebeth. Oh, this is what a maul! What a maul! What a maul! Ah, power, absolute power. And Malcolm Marx has his second. There we go. The point I was trying to make before Malcolm Marx decided to just power his way at the back of a rolling maul to notch up. I mean, he's like, the amount of tries he must have for the box must be ridiculous. But the point I was trying to make is that we have been so spoiled at lock, haven't we? Bucky's Buerta retired, and we basically moved straight into Eben Etzebeth, who is arguably our greatest player ever. He's going to be our most capped player ever, and arguably our greatest player ever. You know, so, and then we also had Arcus Neyman, who, you know, plays at 4. Can play at 5, but plays at 4. So we're talking about some phenomenal players. So then we kind of then go take a step down. Well, who else is there? And I think that's kind of the issue. I mean, you look at who's been playing at 4 across the country. Etzebeth's 4 at Sharks. Ruben Schoeman's playing at 4 at Lions. You know, you got Ruben from Mark at 4 at Australia tried to take it quickly, and as Pollard was sprinting back, saying, "Guys, watch this." And Australia have caught the box away. They were medic sprinting. That was actually very interesting. Box were very much caught unaware there, and they've actually won a line-out here, have Australia. No. Guys, it's 18 points. One more try, and I'll win the prediction. And I need this. I think it's 13-13, or even 13-14. And if I win my predictions, then Dan needs to wear a opposition shirt in one of the podcasts. I can make him wear a Manchester United shirt. He's a Liverpool fan. So, chaps, another try will be swell. And we're playing against a 14-man side, so surely this happens. But Jorgensen knocks it on forward. Malcolm Marx fires out to Moyne Niebach. Moyne Niebach sees a bit of space there. Long pass out to... Oh, that's a beautiful pass. Apple Fassi. Jesse Creel now. Jesse Creel's going to straighten. Getting away from one. Eventually brought down by the 10-meter line. Or what's left of it. The rain has very much had an impact on the paint. Malcolm Marx good to offload there. Moyne Niebach goes to Vincent Koch. Space out wide. Etzebeth goes short to Marco Verstaden. Marco Verstaden. Brought down eventually. Gets back up and still going. He's taking Tate McDermott with them. Up to the 22. Pick up and go from Makazolo Mapimpi. Grant Williams now goes to Runo Kier. Pops it up to Pollard. Pollard sees a bit of space. Puts in the cross kick. But Peter Steph the toy. Peter Steph the toy. Just shot. Pops it up and... I don't think he touched it. On the bounce. Jesse Creel, surely. That's a knock-on. Oh, no. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I might cry. I don't know if Jesse Creel knocked it on or if he just couldn't get there and then it was forward from Peter Steph the toy. It's a great tackle from Morokai Korobeti. Proper. Creates both the legs. He's just short. I mean, things you don't expect to hear is an Andre Pollard cross kick to Peter Steph the toy. And I think just gets away from Jesse Creel. I don't think he actually touches it, chat. And he left it because he knew he couldn't catch it and then it just went slightly forward. That's so agonizingly close. That's a solid carry there. I think it was an Ikatar. Ah, that was me winning this game's predictions, and the Proteas predictions also looking pretty good. Use it as the core here. Non-go now. Use it as the core once again. 3, 2. Tate McDermott does use it, and he won't find touches and Colby underneath it. I know a lot of pressure that shows in Colby. Throws it back inside, and it falls to Kwaka Smith, who palms it back. A bit of volleyball happening at the moment. They're appreciating the Olympics, and eventually they say, play on, knocks and chairs legs are taken out from him. Oh, and then not releasing as the call. Guys, I don't know what... I think Dan said 17, which means that he'd win this game. So selfishly, you know, the results already wrapped up. Now it's about me winning my prediction. On Subaru, I think I said Box by 5 or 7. I looked at the weather, and to be fair, I don't think it was a bad shout for a lot of the game because the weather has been that bad. Cameron says, do you think when Rusty eventually calls it quits, regardless of what happens at 2027 World Cup, I just think the foundation he's building will be destroyed by whomever he comes in? Yeah, I mean, it's going to be such a hard act to follow, isn't it? I mean, I think at the moment the idea is it's about sort of building the future with players and coaches. So, for example, your Dion Davids, your Zwandiya Sticks, they've got years ahead for them for coaching. You know, I mean, I watched Dion Davids coach the EP Kings, and it was a good outfit. He's got first team coach experience. Zwandiya Stick, you know, he's been touted long term as a potential Bok coach. So, is that the kind of the idea? Is that, you know, long term? I mean, Jerry Flannery's a pretty young coach. So, I think Rusty should walk away in 2027, regardless of what happens. You know, I think that fresh blood always helps. And I also think, you know, go out on top. I think if he doesn't win in 2027, he's just a double World Cup winning coach, British and Irish Lions, whatever. I think if he does, by some miracle, because nobody's ever done it 3 times, if he does win it a 3rd time, then you walk out and you walk out as the GOAT. What happens after that? Well, that'll come down to the systems, won't it? The systems in place, you know, both, and I think for me, importantly, coaching systems as much as player systems. It's not just about the players. You've got to make sure your coach is right, and that we're getting our best coaches involved. Now, that's a nice little wraparound. Grant Williams goes to Jesse Creel. Remember, we are still playing against a 14-man Australia, so there should be an overlap if we can suck some players in. We go on the left-hand side. Grant Williams goes back to Eben Etzebeth, pops it short to Ruan Nokia. Good work there from them. Grant Williams, quick ball here, looking for options, goes to Eben Etzebeth. He then loses it forward. That's a bit annoying. And then there's another knock-on. And we're going to go back to the initial knock-on. This is going to remain an 18-point game. And I think Dan's gone 17, I went 20, and I'm going to lose. Oh, no. No. The weather's not bad. I mean, it's still very wet underfoot. It stopped raining, for example. So that's nice. But I'm going to drop the player ratings in the comments. So you guys can go start getting involved in that. Basically, the idea I want you to do is go through every single player and give them a rating 1 through 10. And as the Wallabies are on the left-hand side, and a bit of an overlap here from Morikai, Corey Betty, Peter Seth Toy goes back inside, and Jesse Creel makes a great tackle. Now, trying to build, and Malcolm Marks is over that, no, almost over that ball. So basically, you're going to go through every single player, give them a rating between 1 and 10, and that goes out. That'll be the end of the game. Job done. We rotated, and it meant nothing. We come away from Perthfontein with a bonus point victory. Massive, massive result. That huge, really, it must be said. Because to rotate that much and still come away with a victory is incredibly impressive and incredibly important. 10 points out of 10 from Australia, a place where we have struggled. We have gone there, we've hammered them, we've made changes, we've beaten them substantially by 18 points once again. Let me know what you think. We'll see you guys over the player rating show. We're going to redirect you there right now. And if you want to go to watch the press conference, by the way, come to the player rating show and stay there, because then we'll directing you straight to the Brashy Rasmus press conference. People, thank you very much. It's been a good chat. I've enjoyed meeting a couple of new people in the chat, so really cool to see that. We'll see you guys in the player ratings very shortly. Smash the like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.